Time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, called Sugar Spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Well, hello, happy Friday. Welcome to the KVJ Show. What is going on, y'all?
Yeah.
Friday.
See you guys. Here we go.
Wow, both of you look great.
Yeah, I was just noticing how tan you look. My goodness. Wow.
Do I look tan?
Yeah, you do. You look like you're changing ethnicities. I think we have to requalify your status.
I've been shaving too, which makes me look a little different than the gray beard.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It shows off the tan a little bit more.
Yeah, you're very tan. My goodness.
I've been out of the sun, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
Yesterday was my first day because it's been raining out. I've been meditating out in my little courtyard. Mm-hmm. I do it in my underwear.
Yeah.
Getting that sweat and that sun. It makes me feel good.
Vitamin D, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. It's looking good on you.
You look tan too, though.
Yeah, about once a week I get out. Yeah, during the week. In fact, I was just having a conversation with my wife about that. I'm like, yeah, this week I've been inside and, had the bronch I had to deal with. But, yeah, I think a lot of people do. I'm like, well, I need to get outside and kick around a little bit. So
it makes you feel good.
Yes, it does.
Question about the bronch. Is the bronch contagious?
No, I don't think so. Not what I have, because I don't have a fever, and fever usually means you're contagious. And two, what I've ever had around it doesn't catch anybody else. I think it stems with, I might have allergies or something like that causes sinus. And so it all kind of goes from that. Now, if, I get it again, I could cough in your face for a good 30 minutes and we'll see what happens. But I've never known it to be contagious.
I'd be honored to have the Kevin Ralston's bronch.
Yeah.
Your bronch on him.
Yeah.
I'd be honored, Kevin.
Yeah, I don't believe it is because of what I have. I've never known anyone else to get it. Have you guys ever had bronchitis?
I have.
Yeah, I have.
It's rough. Mm-hmm. It's rough because I had it and it didn't go away for a minute. It stayed around. It lingered for a couple of weeks with me.
I guess, does it mean it's viral? Because I usually typically get a Z-Pack and then that...
Well, I thought you said your mom
takes care of whatever.
Didn't your mom have it a lot?
My mom has it all the time. Yeah, same thing with her. She'll just kind of like I do. We're very similar in how we do it. You can just kind of feel it coming on, and it's always that thing that if you get sick, I don't get anything else. I never get the flu. I never get anything else. I can't even remember the last time I had anything other than bronchitis.
When's the last time either one of you had a really terrible earache? Since a kid, probably?
It's been a minute since an earache. My kids have had it.
Why do all the kids get them, it seems like? It's so weird.
I'd had some in the last couple of years.
All right.
Yeah.
It says bronchitis spreads easily and is contagious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
okay, well then I shouldn't cough in your face then.
So much for that kissing bit we had planned.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bring it on.
I'm day 4 of antibiotics. I only got one more day left. So.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, then I don't think you can't give it to any. You got the vitamins in you or the magic pills in you. You're good.
Yeah, the Z-Pack. So I'm doing that. So I've never known anyone. I've never had it, and then somebody near me got it. So if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay,
and I've
that's
had
good.
it around you guys, probably 40 times?
You've never given me the bronch.
It feels like it. Yeah, I mean, how many times do you know me to have the bronchitis?
Yeah, once a year at least.
Yeah, that's typically it. So I don't know. Probably, maybe I'm coughing so loud I don't know everybody else around me coughing. Maybe that's how it goes. So here we are, making it through. We got a little Friday going on here today. Going to get you caught up with everything going on in the world. We got No Name Movie Game going to be coming up. And also, if you love craft beer, coming up this hour, Prosperity Brewers has got a prize pack for you that we're going to be giving out to somebody. So stick around. You can win that coming up on the KVJ Show.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, I don't know why he'd be doing this, but I think Tory Lanez, the guy who is accused of being the dude that shot Megan Thee Stallion, is putting out stories that maybe he didn't do it, which is kind of bizarre. But coming up in a second, Megan Thee Stallion has responded, I guess, to him putting it out there that he wasn't involved? What? I mean, I think she's gone on record many times saying she knows exactly who shot her.
Okay.
Before we get into that, though, Taylor Swift has donated $30,000 to make an 18-year-old fan's college dreams come true. A girl named Victoria had posted that she was going to be unable to continue her education. Her dad had just passed away. All kinds of terrible stuff was going on with her and her family. And Taylor learned about it and gave the chick $30,000 to cover her tuition fees to keep her education going. Wow, that's amazing.
Okay.
The Chicks, they're formerly known as the Dixie Chicks. Now they're just going by the Chicks.
Yeah.
Performed at the DNC. You want a little taste of that?
Okay. Here they are doing the national anthem at the Democratic National Convention.
O'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right.
Wow.
There you go.
Do you like it?
Yeah, they're good performers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're very talented. Country hates them, but they're talented.
The country hates them.
And finally here, Megan Thee Stallion is talking about the guy that shot her. She's confirming that it was Tory. Here she is.
Yes, this Tory shot me. You shot me. And you got your publicists and your people going to these blogs lying and shit. Stop lying. Why lie? I tried to keep the situation off the internet, but you dragging it. I never hit you. You shot me.
Okay.
Wow.
She's being pretty clear.
Real
Yeah.
clear in her stance.
So there you go. That's what's going on in your dirt of the day.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you thinking about today, Jay Bird?
Well, I love talking about pizza. You guys know this, but unfortunately, I got to talk about pizza in a sad way. I don't know if you guys have seen the story, but the Pizza Girls in downtown West Palm have closed down.
Yeah.
It's a legendary place. If you ever go downtown Clematis, there's a good chance you ended up there or walked by that place, or at least once in your life. If you ever went, Clematis by night, or if there was a concert down there.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been going to the Pizza Girl since the 90s.
Yeah, well, for Virginia and I, to me, it really is just kind of a landmark thing. When we first got to town, Virginia and I, every single Friday, just to get, people introduced to Kevin and Virginia, we would go and pick up Pizza Girls Pizza, and then we get Sloan's ice cream, and then we drive it to a different office every single Friday. And so we got to be really close with Jen and Phoebe, the Pizza Girls,
20
just by
plus
doing
years
that. Yeah.
now.
And they started really about the same time we did. And so,
Yep.
I kind of look at us as, pillar institutions that got going at the same time. And so to see that location. Now, I know they're still going to be open in Gardens, and that's great to see that going on. But to have that location closed, which is where they started and where we were picking up the pizza every single week, it's really sad. I mean, my son loves Pizza Girls, and that's his favorite spot to go. And every time we're downtown, we always go to Pizza Girls.
Well, I was reading the article about it, and they said that it started, remember when they started blocking things off with the construction?
Yeah.
They said they started feeling a little bit of a pinch with that, and then the pandemic was just a slam dunk.
That's been tough for a lot of those businesses on Clematis. Now, the street's beautiful where they've repaired it, but they're still not all the way done with the entire stretch of Clematis. And so when it gets to your block, yeah, it had been tough on business. And so to have that downturn before and then a pandemic on top of it, and they really lived off of all the live events.
Sure.
So with all the activity that happened at the West Palm Beach waterfront, they would get that spillover, and that's what kept that location going. Without that and the pandemic, they just couldn't keep it going.
So I know the rent is expensive down there. If you've got the city blocking things off, and they're the reason why you're losing money, do you get a discount in rent, or do you still have to take it in the shorts? You're not getting your customers, and you're paying that rent. Is that how it works?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know all the ins and outs, and that's one of my biggest questions about down there is, do you get then certain breaks? You could possibly give tax breaks and things like that. I don't know that they could force any landlords to give any relief on rents. But the one thing that I have always questioned about Clematis, and maybe somebody can answer this for me, like you have right there Olive and Clematis. It used to be Dax when Virginia and I first got to town. It was a daiquiri bar right there on the corner. And then, it was a Cuban restaurant for a while, and it's just sat empty. And I've talked to some people down there, and they say, yeah, these landlords want way too much money that you could never, even if you had a steady flow of business, you're just lucky to clear rent every single month. And so that location sits open. To me, I don't understand why you can't give tax breaks to landlords or even put taxes on them when you have a vacancy there. Because to me, it's an eyesore when you have storefronts that sit open for years and nothing's going on. It's such a gap. Why can't you put a tax push on these landlords to be like, your rent is too high, man. This just doesn't work out.
You're not working for the street.
You're not working for the
city. You're hurting
city.
everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
You hear that, Virginia? Sounds like our boy's getting ready to run for office at some point.
It would be one of the first questions I would ask you. Maybe there's a good answer to that. I would like to know the answer to that question. Why doesn't that happen? That location in particular, what is up with that landlord that space is set? Because it's a great location. It is catty corner right across from where you've got Duffy's that does really well. That is a hot corner, and it's dead. One corner of it's dead always.
You bring up interesting points, future Mayor Ralston of
Yes.
West
No,
Palm Beach.
It's Mayor Hayer.
Mayor Hayer, yeah.
Thank you. With respect.
And then Governor Ralston.
Oh,
But
geez,
let's
I
not
don't
get
know,
a hold
man.
of our... let's
I don't
calm
know,
down.
man. There's too much hate that goes out for those governors.
Right.
Good heavens. I don't know if I want that.
You're right.
I mean, what we get here on KVJ is nothing compared to what those guys get.
You're right.
Yeah, I definitely would get off social media if I were them. What you got on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, I wanted to tell you about the funnest moment. Not really. It was actually kind of sad. Rocco's class had a Zoom meeting the other night. So normally it would be like the parent-teacher get-to-know-you first time of the school year where all the parents and all the teachers get together and go to the school, we do like an open house. But because of the coronavirus, we had to do it on Zoom the other night. And so the teacher was so sweet. She went through everything and explained like all the class rules and here's what expected of each student and all the details and everything. And then at the end, we're all like just talking about how it's so different and how she's struggling, and she breaks down and starts crying. I start crying. 4 of the moms on Zoom are now crying.
Yeah.
And it was just such a moment. I was like, oh my gosh, this is just a weird world we are living in right now.
It is.
I can't take it.
Yeah, that's why you got to have forgiveness and patience with people because
Yes.
it is just all this stuff. It's the underlying. And like I said, I just noticed this week, here I am on Friday, and I haven't really been outside much. I've been laying low and trying to rest. But just when you don't realize, I think everybody has got that foundational level of angst, anxiety, depression, sadness, whatever it might be, that we're all trying to claw our way out of the cellar.
Sometimes it takes a little work to get you out of a
Yes.
depressing hole.
It does.
Yeah.
But it just reminded me in that moment, be kind. These teachers are in it, baby. They are struggling.
They really
And
are.
They are trying to teach the kids that are in the class at the same time as they teach the kids that are doing it virtually. And they're putting 2 entirely different lesson plans together. I mean, that's
Yeah.
tough.
We all know a lot of teachers, and they are. It's give them a break.
Give them a break,
Good
show
Lord.
them some love, and tell them you appreciate what they're doing
Yeah.
because they really want to do a good job for these kids. They don't want to be in this terrible scenario like any of us.
Yeah.
And how would you honestly do if you were the teacher?
Oh my
Probably
gosh.
not as good.
I would be the worst teacher.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying people who like to go
Right.
in on people.
Have a little compassion because these teachers are in it, baby. They're struggling.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They definitely are. In fact, I got an email coming up here in just a couple of minutes from parents just trying to figure it out, how to make this whole thing happen. Parents, teachers, everybody is Trying to be like, okay, how much back to normal can we get? How fast? And are we doing this the right way?
If I go back to normal too much, am I going to get shamed?
Yeah.
And what do you do when you have to go back to normal and you have to go to work, but your kid's doing school virtually from home? Mm-hmm. And they're in second grade.
No, that's a lot of people's situation.
I mean, how's that going to happen? A second grader is going to police themselves?
So we will get to that coming up here in a few. But something positive, I am glad that they're able to get some kind of sports going. It's been, some up, some down. But the most successful sports experiment that seems to be happening during the coronavirus is the NBA. There's not a lot of issues with what they are doing. And the Miami Heat, it's so nice to be able to, like yesterday, just put on a Heat game and watch them. And I love this team. I think it's really great. Jimmy Butler looks fantastic and comfortable, and they've got a whole bunch of new faces that are just really kind of picking it up. They're playing the Indiana Pacers. This is the first round of the NBA playoffs, but the Heat took a 2-zip lead with a 109-100 win yesterday. So to me, that's just, if you can find something that you can lean into, like going, okay, I feel a little bit better just for now. That's what it is for me. Watching the NBA, that's just, I'm feeling a little bit better just for now.
I've been going down the Eagles, their B-sides from the 70s. It's comforted me, Kevin.
That's good. Yeah. It is good. So it looks like, I think the NBA, the way they're doing this, and they've got that bubble where everybody's quarantined together and they're just playing their games, I think they're going to get through it. And I think they're going to have an NBA champion. So that's something to lean into.
Baseball's chugging along.
Baseball is. They are chugging along. It'll be interesting to see, how they're going to do. The Marlins game with the Mets was postponed yesterday because 2 Mets players came down with coronavirus. Oh. So baseball's, still doing it, trying to make it happen.
They're chugging, but...
Yeah, and then we'll see. I know football's the big one. Right now training camp is happening with the Miami Dolphins. I'm excited to kind of see what's, going on with that every day. But
it's tough to social distance and tackle a quarterback.
It is.
It's tough.
It is. And they're trying to do as much of a bubble as they can. So that's going to be interesting. And then college football is going to be the crazy thing to see how that goes down, because half of football has quit or at least postponed the seasons. And then everybody in the South is like, Corona, what?
Your boys aren't in it. So are you even excited for college football?
No, not really.
I was going to say.
Yeah. My Buckeyes were preseason number 2, and then their conference made them stop.
It's like when wrestling would be on, but none of the stars would show up. Like, why am I even watching this?
Yeah, there's a lot of great conferences that are in it, arguably, and the other great teams are in it. So, but yeah, when you notice when your horse isn't running or your driver's not in the race, it's not as exciting. So,
Sideline Kev.
That's why I like the.
That's sad.
That's why I like the.
That's sad. Kev on the sideline.
Trust me, no, it's been getting me down, because I'm just like, it's the one thing I look forward to every year, and it's not happening. So go Heat! All right, good stuff. Coming up here in a couple of minutes, got that email from a parent that is struggling with her own decisions about what to do with the coronavirus, and a South Florida high school principal, his redone Ice Ice Baby, and a social distancing song you may or may not need to hear coming up next. Well, it takes up so much of our thought and time that people are putting a lot of investment into coronavirus parody songs. They're popping up all over the place. In fact, now that some kids are starting to go back to school physically, there are teachers that are getting in the lab, including one viral video today with high school teachers doing a viral rap about virtual learning.
What's poppin'? Brand new year and I'm locked in. Far as this teaching go, I am unreachable. I'm number 1 in your top 10. Miss Williams, been poppin'. 2020 new school, you're dropping. No COVID-19, ain't worried about a thing when economy ain't no stopping. I can teach a class with sweat, drip hard, go ahead, take a picture on your iPhone. 2020 school, yeah, virtual. And Miss Williams go viral. Talk to school, I'm a fool with the lesson. Come learn with me, I swear it's a blessing. Classes in session, and we just progressing. Success is the topic and pass is the message. Woo! My school is the best, there's no competition. competition. We at the top, no switching positions. The road number one, tornado, let's get it.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good.
That's very good.
That's very good.
It is.
That sounds just like a regular song.
Was she dropping curse words that had to be
Yes.
overdubbed?
Oh yeah.
That's how it is now.
Yeah.
I wonder if the school's okay with that.
I think everyone's okay with it now.
All right.
They roll hard there. They roll hard to that school.
We're signing off on the curse words. Corona, bruh.
Yeah. Nobody as hard as Principal Scott Simpson, though, and the teachers of Treasure Coast Elementary. They have channeled Palm Beach's very own Vanilla Ice and have done an Ice Ice Baby parody here for some advice on dealing with coronavirus at school.
Yo, this is Simpson. Let's kick it.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Social distance, baby.
You started off so
Social
good.
distance, baby. The world stopped. Had to do a quarantine. Rona's here. Now what does that mean? Global pandemic is why we sing. Made us change how we do things. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. We got a plan. We're a go. Distance learning was April and May. We did our best. Then summertime, yay. Plan. Dr.
No.
Martin,
No, Kevin.
Go, Principal.
Parents
Go,
who
Principal.
Go virtual. Traditional is in
Go,
school.
Simpy.
Traditional,
Go,
whatever you
Simpy.
decide, it's okay what you do. Make the decision that's best for you. If there's a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the steps we do to resolve it. Social distance, baby.
I love it. I'll tell you why.
Wear a
Because
mask daily.
he's an awesome principal, man.
Yeah.
He's just having
Wash and
fun.
sanitize, baby.
He knows that's not good.
Check your symptoms daily.
It's great.
Okay, all right.
I like it because he knows he's going to be called out for being cheesy and corny, and he's
Yeah.
taking it. Well done.
It's Principal Scott Simpson.
I prefer the first one. That teacher's rap was tight.
Yeah, no, that was really good. That was good. Hey, there's all kinds.
If
There's
she,
all kinds.
if she performed that live at assembly, the house
They would
would
go nuts.
come
They would.
down.
Yeah.
But I also think if he did that at the assembly,
It would-
the house would come down as well. It would, man. Both awesome for different reasons.
Amanda sent us an email and it said, KVJ, I am from Martin County. So we made it a week and a half into school. My daughter's teacher tested positive for COVID-19 and the school gave us the results today.
Oh, no.
Luckily, I checked my personal email, which I rarely do because of how much junk mail I get. They sent me an email telling me this, that my 4-year-old was directly exposed, and I receive an email? The teacher is in quarantine, but the school isn't shutting down the classroom. My daughter goes to a private school, and they don't require anyone to wear masks. They still are not even requiring masks after this, and I'm at a complete loss. Advice needed.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
It is, it's tough. These are all the daily decisions that parents are having to make. And no matter where you are with this, I'm sure you're not in an easy situation when it comes to educating your kid and what you decide to do. And a lot of the counties are different, even within the counties, between public and private. It is all different. Everybody's got their own thing. And so you're really having to come up with your own answers for your child and your situation as to what you're going to do.
But if the teacher tests positive and there's no mask mandate in the school, I mean, pretty much everybody in the class probably has it.
If the teacher tested positive, does that give you a couple days to turn your homework in a little bit late? Is that a good enough excuse?
It should.
I agree.
That's a hardcore teacher if they don't. Like going, I don't care if I got coronavirus. You're still turning your assignment on time. I've had those teachers that it didn't matter.
So have I, man.
It didn't matter.
You're right.
They would pass away and they would leave a note that somehow your homework was due to somebody.
I had to leave a funeral early because my teacher's like, I don't care who died. You need to be in class.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not kidding
Okay.
you.
That's
Yeah.
hardcore.
That is
Don't
hard.
play.
I was going to fail the class if I did not.
Some of them don't play. Yeah, that's, the tough thing. Now, I don't know. With all the private schools, it seems like at least in the public, they're giving parents the options. What is your comfort level and what can you do? Can you keep your kids home? If you can, that's great. Do the virtual learning. We'll keep that available as long as we possibly can. But, kind of like what your point in the story we were talking about, there are some teachers that it's tough where they're dealing with some kids in class trying to worry about virtual students to make sure that they're engaged. So what was a really tough job before is pretty much impossible now for them to deal with.
Does this mean we're going to get dumber? collectively.
I think so.
I think so
Well,
too.
that's the concern,
Yeah.
is that the kids not being in an engaged environment and there being so much chaos, is that it's not going to be as effective. So the longer it goes, the more kids are missing out, because they've got really a curriculum. I've seen it because my wife's an educator and a teacher, and I know that at a certain point, kids need to know this. They
Right.
should be at this level by this age and this time. And then when they're not, then it throws everything off, because all the standards are like, wow, that kid is, being 6 months behind is a big deal, because you're half a year behind where you need to be. And now you need to be going to the 12th and a half grade before you graduate high school.
Scary times.
Yeah.
We fast forward in the future, and all of a sudden there's the 14th grade. Things have changed.
Yeah, I
a bit.
wonder, what would that be like? Are you going to be going to college to your 21st birthday?
I don't know, man.
Yeah. So, that's tough. Hopefully you can find schools, and schools will offer those options that you can. But if you were a brick and mortar only and you're sending your kid to a school that doesn't require masks, I'm sure there are a lot of parents that are having to make tough decisions in sending their kids to different schools simply because of the educational opportunities they're giving them and what they're choosing to do. So, in your situation, a private school in Martin County, I don't know. I was reading to you yesterday that there were 2 high schools in Martin County, South Fork and Indian River. Was it Jensen Beach? I think they had 231 students that were quarantined, and they were going to some virtual learning. For that, it seems like all the public schools have that fallback. What happens at a private school in Martin County that doesn't require masks in the first place, and the teacher gets coronavirus?
I asked you a couple months ago, I said, if somebody here on the main floor at work got corona, you said they'd probably shut everything down. Do you still think they'd do that now? If someone down the hall that we don't come in contact with, but they're on this floor, do they shut down this building?
I think that's right now where everybody is. They're trying to figure out how to deal with that, because you look at baseball, you look at all these sports, people are going to get coronavirus. That unfortunately is still happening with the rates that we have. And so do you shut everything down? And if you do, how do you do that? And for how long? Because right now we're on that. I know the big argument's going on because the percentage rates were below 10%, but I know they would like for us to be maybe at 5% before they swing the door open. And some, health advisors have said, let's take it to 5 rather than the 10 before we start swinging things open.
I think that because, places like our business and a lot of other businesses have started to open, they're not going to close back down. If one of us gets it, they're going to tell whoever was directly working with that person to stay home, quarantine for however many days. All of us would have to have a negative test to come back. But they're not going to shut this thing down after they've opened it back up from being shut down.
Probably not.
It's just not going to happen.
Probably not.
Business is hurting. I know this place is hurting. I know a lot of businesses are like, we're not going backwards. Get the sick guys out of here. And when they have a negative test, they can come back.
Well, the good news, hopefully, that they can start getting the rapid testing going. And I know they're working on these saliva tests that you can do that'll give you results relatively quick. And they've got the rapid antigen testing. In fact, that's available now at the Fit Team Ballpark of the Palm Beaches, where you can get the results back in hours.
Wow.
And that's important for people who need it. Now, the test is only available for those that are either over the age of 65, under 18, or if you have symptoms. And I'm sure there are a lot of people that are lying about having symptoms just so they can get a negative test to be able to go back to work or to school.
Is antigen the same as antibody?
I don't know, Virginia. I don't think so.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think that's more active, and I think the antibody, they're finding out it doesn't do a lot of good if you found out you did have it.
Right. I mean, I guess it was just more for peace of mind, because I know so many people, myself included, that were walking around saying, oh, I was sick early in the year in 2020. Was I one of the people that had corona back before corona was a thing? And so that's why I went and got the antibody test, because I was so curious. And then it turns out that no, I didn't have it. I tested negative. But I know people that went and got the antibody test and tested positive. And they had no idea that what they had back in February was the coronavirus.
Mama, if you want a piece of mind, you get yourself a piece of pizza. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Pizza, the cure-all.
It really is.
Yeah, they're saying it's pretty much contact tracing, and then there's a lot of those decontamination cleaning companies that are coming in, and that seems to be how people are doing it. They're putting people on the sidelines, say, you go quarantine for a while, let's see what happens. We'll swab down the offices, and let's keep it going. So that's pretty much what it seems like is
they've
happening.
been coming in here with that fog machine and like the guy who looks like he's from Ghostbusters comes in and sprays everything down.
Yeah.
But I don't know what he's spraying.
Yeah, what is he spraying?
it could be Febreze.
That's just it. How do you know he...
It can have zero
Right.
cleaning agent. And,
You have no
it
idea.
smells like lavender. I love it.
Makes you feel good, though, doesn't
It
it?
does.
Just lie to me. Lie to
When
me.
that guy's in the hall, I'm like, oh, good. We're safer.
Uh-huh. There
But
you
you
go.
don't know.
There's a little piece of positivity out there today. I was looking at the cone for that Tropical Depression 13. They say is expected to become a hurricane that's heading in the direction of Florida, coming through maybe sometime on Monday into Tuesday, and it looks like it's shifted a little bit south. So
Yes, we like that.
Uh-huh. So maybe just like the edge of Miami is still a little bit in the cone of desperation, but
And it could go further south, too, which
Yeah.
would be great for us.
that'd be nice. I mean, just with everything, it's like, don't you get a reprieve
Please.
on something? I mean, just everything that we've had here in 2020. I mean, we deserve that, right? What are the big headlines? Obviously, coronavirus is number one, but I'm just trying to think of all the things. Like, we don't need hurricanes on the list.
We don't.
We had fire tornadoes recently.
Pizza Hut's shutting down locations.
Oh, yeah. Pizza Girls.
Pizza Girl, yeah, pizza. Pizza's in trouble right now.
The trouble with pizza.
Pepperoni's down in
Yeah,
numbers.
you're right. Cheese shortages. Yes, a higher cost of cheese. That's been a big issue.
Don't forget those genetically altered mosquitoes.
Yeah, was it like the millions are going to be releasing in the Keys? You talked about that yesterday. Murder hornets.
Yeah.
Murder hornets.
That has come up this last year.
I mean, hammerheads on the coastline of the Florida shore, but I've been told that that's not that big of a
I
deal.
don't think it was a hammerhead. We had a great white. That was the one that.
Oh, that's
was out
what
there.
it was. The
Yeah.
great white.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, hammerhead's the common, right?
More common and not as scary. Great white is not as common for South Florida.
So if you're
and I
in-
think can be more dangerous.
If you're in the ocean and you have a chance to either have a great white go by you or a hammerhead, you want the hammerhead over the great white without a doubt?
I would think so. I would like to talk to a shark enthusiast because let's say that you are going to be in the path of one of three sharks and you got to choose which one. You can't avoid all three. You have got a hammerhead shark, you have got a great white, and you've got a bull shark. I think it's easy that the hammerhead is the one that you want. So my question would be, what is worse to be in the path of? A hammerhead shark or a bull shark?
Or a great white or a bull shark.
Yeah, I mean, great white or a bull shark. Great white or a bull shark.
Isn't Jaws a great white? And he's
Yeah.
like the biggest, baddest, scariest.
I think they can do them. I think if I've watched enough Shark Weeks,
Which it's been on a lot.
Yeah, we've all seen Shark Week.
I believe the great white can do the most damage, but the bull sharks are the ones with the greatest attitude. They're smaller, more compact. They're strong. They've got the most testosterone of any shark.
More
and
frequent
so
attacks.
They're aggressive. They're more aggressive. A great white, yeah, they could take you out if they wanted to, but, you know, it's if I'm just cool and
He's
whatever.
not as mad as the bull shark.
Yeah.
Bull shark, that one's native to the Florida waters, correct?
That one we have a lot of, yeah.
Remember Captain Vince that took us over to the Bahamas doing that relief work for the people of West End?
Mm-hmm.
He runs like a shark dive thing. He and his company over there, they do shark dives. I bet you he could tell us which one is more scary.
Wake his ass up.
I will. Text him right now.
I think actually I got one right based on the text coming in saying, yeah, the bull shark is the most aggressive and the one that might grab you first. So I think if you had those two sharks to choose from, you would want to swim in the path of a great white, even over a bull shark.
Okay.
Because you got the best chance of coming out completely unscathed with a great white over a bull shark.
I'm so glad we worked this out. Don't even get me started on the barracuda.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And somebody said, yeah, the bull sharks can also live in the intercoastal, like the freshwater part of the intercoastal.
See, that's when I think Mother Nature's not playing fair. When you've got gators swimming in salt water and then you've got sharks in the fresh, that ain't cool, man.
Well, what did it to me was when they were talking about those sharks that were walking on land. Like, land sharks?
Is this a joke?
I'm like, this is 2020 for you, isn't it?
What's next? They're holding guns?
Yeah. Come on, man. That ain't fair. All right, well, if you need a little sprinkle of positivity on top of the good news about what is happening with the storm, I think this is it. A lot of people will say that Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the best cereal out there.
You got to put it in the debate. You got to talk about it.
It's on the Mount Rushmore. It's easily in the top 3, would you not say?
I would put cinnamon, CTC's on Mount Rushmore.
So how would you like some Cinnadust?
Oh, I'd get so hooked.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'd be so hooked.
Oh, yeah. You just have a baggie of Cinnadust and you'd be in the corner. Yeah, you'd have some problems, wouldn't you?
So strung up on the Cinnadust.
Oh, yeah. We wouldn't see Bert for days. He'd be in a dark apartment, just laying in the corner, Cinnadust all over him, shirtless, just down and out.
Oh, you could sprinkle that on everything.
And I would. That'd be the problem.
We'd have to send you away for 6 weeks.
At least.
At least. Well, just to let you know, if you are a Cinnadust junkie, it is going on sale at Sam's Club on September 1st, and then they're going to roll it out everywhere else sometime next year. So how do you know 2021 is going to be a better year? Cinnadust.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank God.
That's how we turn it around.
Finally, we can see some light.
What would be the 3 best items to put Cinnadust on? Because I'm thinking vanilla ice cream or ice cream is my number 1.
Ooh,
give me a food item. How many can you come up with? I got vanilla ice cream, Cinnadust. What do you put it on, Virginia?
I think it would go good on yogurt too. Oh, that'd be yummy.
Okay.
You're not no yogurt, farty pants. No. Put on. You actually put it on French toast.
Gosh, I was gonna say that. Yeah, French toast, waffles, pancakes.
Really buttery, really syrupy, and then just a crap ton of Cinnadust. I mean, so much Cinnadust.
Any of that stuff. Okay, I'm gonna give you another one. Hot cocoa.
Oh, yeah.
Hot cocoa, wintertime, loaded down with some Cinnadust and marshmallows.
Welcome to the show, Fat Kevin.
Oh, yeah, I still got fat tendencies in there. It's still possible. So, yeah, we can always dream Cinnadust in 2021. A couple other last-minute suggestions here for that new Cinnadust Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal is going to be releasing their dust that you'll be able to buy starting on September 1st, and they say it's going to be available everywhere starting in 2021. Talked about ice cream, all your waffles, pancakes, all that kind of good stuff. Somebody said, how about a Cinnadust milkshake or blizzard?
Oh!
Definitely.
A lust for that dust.
Cinnadust body butter, you rub it on you.
Oh, I mean, that is just a good Friday night.
Cinnadust cinnamon rolls, Cinnadust milk. I mean, it's just on and on and on. Somebody definitely doing the work today.
Does anybody want breakfast today? I'm ready to break my diet quarantine.
Ready to go for it, huh?
I am. I'm ready to break free this weekend.
Did you crack into that Walmart pie yet? You bought?
I haven't. I've been good. The weekends when I get fat and sassy now.
Okay, so you just got it all.
Well, I was starting to get fat and sassy Monday through Wednesday again. I'm trying to be good, man.
Had to hit the brakes.
I did.
Okay. All right. He's holding on. Okay, dokie. Got a celebrity birthday today. Somebody who I think is massively talented. If you don't know, you should know. Casey Musgraves is turning 32 years old today. She is a crossover country singer. Got a couple other birthdays here as well, including Harold, best dad in the world, from Joshua, Brandon, David, and Ingrid.
Harold!
Also, we got a happy birthday shout out to my favorite Leo lady, Jan. Thank you from Violet. And Jaybird, give her a Bigfoot roar if you would.
Happy birthday!
All right. Also, a birthday shout out to Jimmy in Knightdale, North Carolina, from Nicholas, Nicole, and the family. Got a photo of him there in his mask.
He looks great, even with the mask on.
Yeah, staying safe.
Some of us look better with a mask on. All right, I'm gonna wear mine forever. Steven sent in a birthday from my sister Fran. She's one that texts you all the time about the Florida Panther hockey information. Oh yeah. Happy birthday to Miss Fran from Dad, Donnie, Steve, Lila, and Sebastian. And the best daughter, sister, aunt, and mom in the whole world. Thank you very much. Yeah, be nice when we can get the Panthers back at BB&T doing some action.
We have another birthday, I believe. Stephanie in the YouTube chat room, KVJ Nation, her birthday weekend.
That's awesome.
Aw, happy
Good for
birthday.
her. Yeah, all right, it is time for another round of the Nerdy Movie Game. All right, let's see here. We got Bird all ready to compete. He is the champ. Virginia is back at it this week, and we got Denny's in here to compete. So, man, oh man, it is anybody's contest. Who's
Where's
gonna
the
take
belt?
this? I think Denny's had it, and then he left it at home, was what was going on last week. Where it is now, what's going on?
Nice.
Suits is
got
bringing
it.
it in here. Okay, it's back this
Oh,
week.
okay.
Woo!
Yeah.
Fancy.
A girl's back home.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there we go. The belt is here for the champ. We're going to get to Jaybird in just a second. We're going to start off with Virginia and her partner Brittany in West Palm Beach. Hello, Brittany.
Hey, guys.
Hello. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Well, here we go. We got 60 seconds on the clock. Virginia's going to give you the clues. She cannot use any of the characters' names, actors' names, or any of the words from the title of the movie.
All right, we got this, Brittany.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. Your 60 seconds begins now.
Pass. She solved mysteries back in the day. It was a girl. It was a series of books, older stuff. Pass.
Pass.
This person presides over your case when you go to court. The one in the robe.
judge.
Yes. It's a nickname for New Jersey. It's called the what?
The Garden State.
Yes. If I'm like, hiya, I'm dressed all in black and I'm from a fancy city in California.
Ninja.
Yeah, but what's the fancy city in California?
Los Angeles Ninja.
Pass.
LA Ninja.
Pass on that one. It's the Christmas ballet.
The Nutcracker.
Yes. You eat this at the movie theater.
Popcorn.
Yes. They drive a car with their feet. They say yabba dabba doo.
The Flintstones.
Yes. We're all going this. You're in your house.
Whoa, the witch got on that broom at the end and got going.
Picked up steam.
Hey.
Dang it.
Whew. Brittany was good.
Okay. 5 spot there. Pretty impressive. Okay.
The boys seem a little deflated over here on this side of the table.
Feel the heat over here.
She's back for that belt. Okay, we got Chris on here from Port St. Lucie. What's up, Chris?
What's up, guys?
All right. Are you ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Make it happen here. Danny's going to be your partner. He's going to give you the clues here. See if he can shock the world in the No Name Movie Game. Your time begins now.
It's a Western comedy. Very popular.
Wild Wild West.
Pass on. Let's see. This is it's a term for a situation that happens unexpectedly, but for the better. Pass that one. Jeez. This is it's police officers and they're fighting zombies. It's British.
Oh man, pass.
Pass that one. This is a person you hire to find somebody for you and then bring them back for
Hitman.
For a wager. You give them a wage for this.
Bounty Hunter.
Yep, perfect. This is it's an evening gathering where people eat, but they did it to make fun of the people they brought. That's incredibly difficult. Pass that one. This is it's a journal that a woman is a British woman is
a diary.
Yep.
Princess Diaries.
It's the other woman, the British one who they talk about snogging a lot in the movie. Pass that one. This is pass that one. This is jeez, I got such hard ones.
What happened, Peace Train?
That's rough.
That was rough.
Those are all
rough.
hard.
That was
Those are all
rough.
hard.
Okay.
Some
It's
hard
rough to
ones.
listen.
It's all good. Virginia's probably tough to beat, so.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for coming on, being a good sport, Chris.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Enjoy your Friday.
Absolutely, thanks.
Okay. That was a 1 spot. Jackie is on here from Tamarack to
Good morning, KVJ. Happy Friday.
Yeah.
Friday.
Jackie, I need a streak so bad. This would be a streak.
We got this, Bird.
I
We got
feel
this.
I
We
feel
got
your
it.
energy. There's no way we're not winning today. I love it.
That's right. We got it. We got it.
Okay, feeling it?
We're so connected.
Okay, you got this?
That's right.
Okay. 60 seconds here on the clock. The Bird would love this. He's got to get 5 to tie 6 in 60 seconds. Gives you the win.
If I beat the witch, I'm jumping on you, Ralston.
Oh, please.
In celebration.
I've got a lap just all made up for you.
Hold on to that hair because I'm coming
He's
hard.
fighting
boy.
bronchitis. Can we not tackle him?
Blood in, blood out. We're all part of the same gang.
That's right. Take me out. What the heck? Okay, here we go. 60 seconds on the clock. Your time begins now.
You are a fighter. Another name for a fighter. A battler. I am this.
Boxer.
No, you're on
Fighter.
the battlefield. You have gear on. You are a the ultimate pass.
Pass.
Me and you are we're married, but we're fighting against each other with tulips. But don't think tulips. There's a battle of tulips. What's the synonym of battle pass?
Sort of roses.
You want
Oh,
that?
yeah.
You got it. You got it. Pass. Pass, Denny's. If me and you got married and we had couples that were married, we'd all be what together? Me. Think about it. Pass. If I die, if I want to die, I have this. I want to die.
Exactly.
Yes. She leaves you money underneath your pillow.
Tooth Fairy.
Yes. You get this when you look at old-timey things and you feel this. No.
Nostalgic.
Oh, jick, she said.
Nostalgic. That
Yeah.
doesn't count.
Okay, 2, possibly a 3. Either way, it was short.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. It was a valiant effort. Yeah,
I'm
just,
so sorry, Jackie.
just
I'm
not,
sorry.
It knows the bird.
not enough
That's
for
all
the
right,
title.
that's all right.
Yeah. Okay, well, Virginia, welcome back. Look at that. You come right back and you take the belt.
I'll be taking that belt.
It kind of makes my win last week kind of have an asterisk by it. The real good player wasn't here.
Yeah. She came back. The whole thing changes. It was earlier last week we had heard that Will Smith is going to be launching a gritty reboot of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We were a little curious as to why they decided to make it gritty, but it seems a little bit more street and Will's former character, he's going to be behind the scenes, I believe, in this. I don't know that he's going to be part of the acting that's going to happen with it.
There'll be a cameo. You know there'll be a cameo.
You remember he got in trouble in Philadelphia. They did it in the whole intro and the song that started off, but now it sounds like it was because there was a gun involved and the mom's like, there's too much street violence in Philadelphia, so I'm sending you to your aunt and uncle out in Bel Air.
Definitely a different tone.
Yeah, it's gritty, and they've done this before with different franchises, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I mean, being here in South Florida, we know of one that they did, and I would say if you're using one versus the other, the original was more successful when you talk about Miami Vice.
Ooh, the movie definitely. Yeah, you're right.
They did the gritty movie remake, and it was okay, but it wasn't even close to what the phenomenon was that was the TV show.
They did the opposite with 21 Jump Street, where it was a grittier show, and they made it into a comedy, and I actually thought that worked. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it really just, I guess it depends. Maybe it's all in the execution. Maybe it's the idea.
Oh, I think the Fresh Prince could be good.
Yeah, right now, I'm having a hard time suspending what I know about the franchise to be, because when a brand is good, just the name of it conjures up emotions and feelings. And the Fresh Prince, just the name fresh, I mean, it's already light, right? The word fresh, you're thinking light. So to me, I feel like there is a brand contradiction just by starting off saying we're going to make fresh gritty. I'm like, well, okay. It's kind of like saying we're going to make watermelon sour.
I have faith, though, that Will Smith is not going to put himself on a project that's going to be anything other than great, right?
No.
No.
He's Will Smith is at Wild West. He's got a few stink bombs.
No one's 100% on this planet, Virginia. I mean, you're close with your dirt stories, but no one gets 100.
He's good, but he's not flawless.
True, but, I mean, he's had a lot of time to think this through.
But, sometimes when you're too close to something, I just wonder because I think almost it's really weird that I think that sometimes you see this with artists, with their music, with their movies or TV shows, that the fans, because they're removed from it, they have better perspective on a creator's project sometimes than the creator themselves.
Well, it depends on what's going on here. I think sometimes creators want to get out of a certain bubble that they're in, and they're ready to even if they get pushback, they're ready to shed that because they know they have to move on. I think your boy from James Bond is like that. I don't think he likes to be James Bond anymore. He wants to move on and do other projects. He's sick of being Bond.
Yeah, I get that. So I was kind of looking at sometimes when gritty works and gritty doesn't work when they reboot something. Yesterday we were talking about Bat Dance. And Batman back in the late 80s into the early 90s was more cartoonish and spoofy. And there's two different versions of Batman. There's the comic book version, which is dark and gritty, and then there was the TV show Batman, which was, campy and goofy. And I gotta say, when they made the darker Batmans, the grittier ones, they were better. Clearly.
I'm a big fan of the old school one with Michael Keaton.
Not saying it's bad, but I think to me, if you have to say which one's better, I like the Christopher Nolan ones.
And I know all of the super dorks are going to get on my butt for this one, but Michael Keaton, the best Batman. Boom, fight me. What's our address here? I'm ready for a little sparring.
I don't know if street fighting strangers is corona friendly.
Michael Keaton is the best Batman. Print it up.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay.
Call in if you want to debate me.
What about the Amazing Spider-Man? Remember they had done the ones in the 2000s that were very successful and they made it grittier? To me, I think the ones in the 2000s were better.
With Topher Grace.
Topher Grace, no. Wasn't he in one of them?
He was. I always get him and the Spider-Man dude confused because they look a lot alike.
Yeah.
What's Spidey's? Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Gosh.
It's tough, isn't it?
It is tough for you to do a show with me, yes.
Man of Steel. Remember they made Superman grittier, and a lot of people said that wasn't nearly as good. That was one that didn't work.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Again, I'm going to sound old, but I think the best Superman was Christopher Reeve.
The campier one.
Yeah.
You lean on the side of campy.
I do. I think maybe that's just my style.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're in a Pizza Hut.
And you pick nostalgia. It's what you grew up with.
But I really do think, I really stand by Michael Keaton being the best Batman.
You do.
The guy, this guy talked like this the entire time. We get it. You're gritty. You're dark. You're mysterious. You're tough.
Okay.
Imagine if Kevin talked like that the entire time.
It would be annoying.
Yeah, well, that's how he hid his identity. Nobody knew who he was because he talked that way.
I get it.
It's kind of like when, Clark Kent puts on glasses, nobody knows who he is.
You're right. That alone should make Superman out of the running.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they did the gritty reboot on that, and a lot of people say that's worse.
Sometimes they make the modern day turtles, they look a little weird in the face. They make them a little odd sometimes.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what it was. Remember in 2015, they did a reboot of Fantastic Four and tried to make it gritty, and it tanked. It did not do well.
I do remember that.
Yeah, you almost have to go back to be like, did they? Yeah, because it did not do well at all. So that one kind of fell. When they redid the Planet of the Apes, that Rise of the Planet of the Apes recently, that was grittier, and I thought that was better.
I am such a Planet of the Apes fan. From the 60s till now, I just like those movies.
I thought they were really good when they redid them.
You would not like them, Virginia.
I know I would not.
I don't understand. It's got a twist ending. It's so good.
Not my bag, baby.
Okay, Vanderpump Rules.
Oh, now you got me.
The apes take over. Vanderpump Rules.
Grittier boot of Alice in Wonderland was worse, wasn't it? That was one where Tim Burton, remember when he came in with Johnny Depp?
Yes.
Made it real weird.
I don't think that did well.
No.
He did the same thing with Wonka. He did Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He made it all dark and just give me Charlie Bucket as a normal kid, please, with my Chocolate River.
Remember when they tried to do the gritty reboot of Snow White and the Huntsman?
Yes.
It did not do very well. And that was kind of like a Disney type of thing. Yeah, when you take... To me, if you were going to take any Disney projects and try to make a gritty reboot, like I would love to see a gritty reboot of Bambi.
Yes.
Bambi comes back and takes out the hunter. It's kind of like almost like a Taken kind of revenge thing. And here is this like fawn deer that gets jacked and he becomes he has antlers and he's out just taking out all these hunters right and left.
Avenges his mother's death.
Absolutely. At the end, gets that bad guy with and it's like an antler right through the whatever it might be.
There's a part where Bambi does take a shot, a hoof it comes off because it's part of the journey. Makes him even more bitter.
But he's so tough, he takes off an antler and he makes a fake leg out of an antler, and
he fashions it into a hoof.
Fashions it. He has an antler hook.
Dang.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. That's
See,
it.
this
You
is
just
it.
nailed it, dude.
Gritty reboot of Bambi.
Can someone get Disney on the phone?
Yeah.
I think he's dead.
Almost same concept. Finding Nemo. Remember his mom got taken out, and the whole thing is Nemo comes back.
I told you that's what I want to do with the Friends reboot. Everyone is, Monica strung out on the cane. Joey's in the clink.
Talking about gritty reboots, when they work, when they do not work. Will Smith is one to do a gritty reboot of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We're going down the list of sometimes when it does work, sometimes when it doesn't. I mean, our very own Miami Vice, they took the TV show, made a gritty reboot as a movie, and it's like, not as good. The one that I was saying was, man, if Disney got with it, they would do a Bambi. And somebody said, did you ever see they actually did a bit on that with The Rock on Saturday Night Live?
They did.
Where he comes out and he is Bambi and goes after the hunters.
Who the hell are you? I'm Bambi.
From the director of Furious 7 comes a new Disney classic on Overdrive, Bambi.
There you go.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Bambi.
When I was a boy, they took away my mother. Now it's time for them to pay.
See, I mean, that's it. That's genius.
It is good.
He really, and The Rock would be great.
Well, now he can produce it because the need is there. We need you, Rock, as Bambi.
It would do very well.
Yeah, I think it might. Also, we're talking about Batman. Jaybird thinks that the Batmans from the late 80s might be a little bit better than the grittier reboots of Christian Bale.
I did not say that. I said Michael Keaton is the best Batman of all time.
Okay.
And I stand by that statement.
Okay.
Because there was some crappy 80s Batman. Val Kilmer wasn't great. And George Clooney was smug.
And he had nipples. Yeah.
He was a
That
sexy.
just tells you everything right there.
Sexy Batman.
He was a better Bruce Wayne than he was.
Oh, yes.
He can pull off the Bruce Wayne part of it, but you got to have that guy that can do both.
Yeah.
He just wasn't very good in the suit. We asked a question on our Twitter, who is the better Batman? And right now it is just 8 votes in, 75% for Michael Keaton, 25% for Christian Bale. So there you go.
They agree with you, Bird.
I know.
How about that? You better drink that one in.
It's a win.
They don't agree a lot, and it's still early because I'm already seeing comments. Jason is on crack. No, I'm not, Zach. You're on crack. Crack, Zach.
I can only imagine how intense this fight is going on between a couple of friends. Don't know the age by the tone of the email. It sounds like we're probably talking about girls in their maybe mid to late 20s here. And the emails for a KVJ court, we need to deal with this emergency ASAP, it says. Said, I had some girlfriends over to go swimming, and I got a bathroom right next to the pool where we all changed clothes right before we got back from the bars. Okay, that's good. Hope you were wearing your masks, ladies. Says, while we're in the pool, my 9-month-old puppy comes out of the bathroom with my girlfriend's panties in her mouth. She had chewed the crotch out of them. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, when the girl got them out of my puppy's mouth, she was all upset because they were ruined, but then she got even more upset because she realized my dog also chewed up one of her Gucci slides. My girlfriend now wants me to pay $150, which is half the price of the slide. And I said that it was her fault that she left the slides on the floor when all the other girls in the pool put their valuables off of the floor. She said, they're footwear. Footwear belongs on the floor. Clearly, I disagree. They are Gucci. Who puts Gucci on the floor even if it is a footwear? Who is right?
It's still a shoe. Shoes stay on the floor. We don't put shoes on the counter.
So,
even if they are Gucci.
This is one of those things, one of those scenarios where everybody involved is very annoying. But
Yes.
if you're going to be hashtag be cool, if this was me, I can only answer if this was me. I would pay for the items. It's my dog. I would feel responsible. I get that it's not, you should put them up, but everyone's drinking. You invited them over to your place. You're the host.
I kind of disagree. I mean, the dog can't pay. It's his fault that the shoe got chewed. I mean, yes, she owns the dog, but she didn't personally chew the Gucci slide.
It's the same thing with kids, though. If your kid does something, you got to be responsible for your kid if you're the parent.
But it's an accident, and accidents happen. And when you go out of your house, sometimes things happen to your Gucci slides.
Yeah.
If the friend wanted to volunteer the money and say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and pick up the cost of your slides, that would be awesome. And that would be a really cool gesture. But if you start demanding people pay for things that were accidentally damaged by a pet.
I'm just saying, if my dog did anything, bit somebody, peed on something, I'm going to personally feel responsible of what my own dog did to somebody else. So then I would try to correct that situation.
I think that's the right answer. But the question is, we're in a situation where this is something enforceable, where not all parties are going to hashtag be cool, because that would be the hashtag be cool thing to do. Be like, I'm so sorry, I'll pay half. If she were insisting on all of it, the whole cost, that would be where I'd be like, okay, now that's $300, and everybody else put their stuff up off the floor. You're the one who just you threw all your stuff on the floor.
But I did body shots.
They're shoes. They belong on the floor. But you do have to maybe keep the dog locked up in a room if this is what he does.
Oh, so now we're taking responsibility for the dog.
I think that it's sad that it happened.
Well, probably what happened, they were out at the bars, couple drinks, got to get in the pool, gals, and you're rushing to get into the pool, and you're probably not thinking, I got a 9-month-old puppy that's running around, and you just threw down some really nice slides, and this puppy chews things up.
Yeah.
I mean, and my ruling is what it always should be. It should be a halvesies. If the person insists on all, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, one, it's your property, and two, you did leave it on the floor. I mean, if your Gucci slides are that important to you, then you need to put them in a place where...
But where did you put the slides again?
On the floor in the bathroom.
The bathroom.
We're acting like this is a controversial place to put shoes.
That's what her friend is saying. Her friend is saying her slides, they belong on the floor.
The woman with the dog should, if you're a cool friend, you
should
pay for
at least half.
I would pay for everything. It's your dog that destroyed everything.
And if she doesn't want to help you out, maybe that you realize now in this moment, this girl's probably not somebody I want to be friends with because this is going to bug me. And I need a distance from this chick.
You don't go over to someone's house and expect to get things ruined. That's not how it works. Imagine this is a restaurant. The restaurant would be at fault.
Okay, so for full price, you would say?
That's all I would do I would pay for the shoe or whatever. The slides. What the hell? Only slides I know are sliders. What is a slide?
It's like a flip-flop with no tongue.
This is so annoying.
Yeah, I think friendships, hopefully it means something to you. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes in those party friend circles, you never know how close these relationships are.
And now you're about to find out.
Yeah, but I would go at least half. Jaybird goes full, I go half. What do you think on this, Virginia?
Half is cool, but if this girl's not going to be cool, you need to walk away and say, I'm better off without her in my life.
Okay.
If you really need the money for the shoe and she won't give it and you're upset about it, just walk away.
If you don't pay, that's probably what it's going to be. You're probably going to have a fractured friendship. And the other people in your friend group might think that, that you're cheap or that, you're not cool.
If they're listening, all I would say is, what's more important, y'all? Your friendship or some money that's really, in the grand scheme of life, is a few $100. You're gonna ruin it for that. Then if that's if the shoes are more important,
it tells you right there.
It's not a great friendship.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Come on.
On our Batman pool, who's the better Batman, Michael Keaton or Christian Bale? Some people are like going, Ben Affleck didn't make that list. No, Ben Affleck doesn't make that list.
How about a serious conversation?
No, come on. They are dredging Ben Affleck back up, though. He's going to appear as Batman one more time.
Oh, he's so bummed out.
In the DC universe, he's coming back in the Flash movie as Batman.
I think he hates being Batman.
I think he does, too. He's like, guys, I'm too old to be Batman. This doesn't work out anymore. Crystal's got a comment here from Lake Park for Virginia. What do you want to say about dogs to Virginia, Crystal?
Hey, guys. Well, I love you all. I've been listening to you guys since before you left, when you were in West Palm before. But Virginia, I love you to death. But I always wonder, I'm like, you don't have any pets. So I feel like you can't chime in on this conversation.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't really care.
At a random pool party. I'm sorry, and I do have to say I love you to death, but like, come on, man, puppies chew up shoes all the time.
Mm-hmm. And Jaybird, you don't have Gucci slides, so you can't comment.
Oh my gosh, Kevin.
And I
Well,
would never, if I don't have enough money to put in my purse for Gucci slides, I wouldn't buy them either.
Would you put them in your purse, Crystal?
I only wear fanny packs, so no.
Okay, all right.
I would never put shoes in my purse because your shoes are filthy.
That's what I thought too. That's why I didn't know if that's what she was saying. Because I'm like, well, yeah, I would not be doing that.
yeah, you don't have dogs, Virginia.
Yes, and I never will.
Okay, so pass this on. Virginia hates dogs.
Yeah, especially Chewy.
Oh, I'm over here trying to have some fun, kid. She's got to come in there with the Chewy mom. The most innocent soul other than Denny's on the planet. The sweetest creature.
Mm-hmm. Only Batman voting is it's heating up. Christian Bale's catching up. It's 54% Michael Keaton. It's 46% Christian Bale.
Yeah, come on, old people.
It's a fight. It's a fight. Some Feel Good Fridays. You got any positivity you want to drop on us? You can do that. 877-979-WRMF here at the KVJ Show. Got a couple, including Diana, who said that if I may preface, J and V, please let Kevin finish talking. You guys love to interrupt. LOL. Okay.
Wait, so who wrote this?
Diana.
Who?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Oh, sorry, Kevin.
It's a big bear hug to you, and thank you for sharing Vicky with us and giving her platform where we can get to know her. I had a reading with her on Tuesday after my husband, I believe it's supposed to be died last. I don't know. It says did. I don't want to kill her husband, so I don't know. Just my husband did last Friday.
Maybe her husband had a reading and then she had a reading, or maybe her husband croaked.
She said such beautiful things about our son, who is intellectually disabled, and helped uncover a family mystery about my beloved late father-in-law, who is now bringing joy to our son. I loved his reading so much, I booked an appointment immediately, and I was floored. She is legit right off the jump. First thing she said to me was, point out an ailment. I have write down the exact location, something I've not mentioned aloud to anyone, not even my husband. Mind blown. She gave me such hope with her words, and as she said, my heavy heart indeed needed it. So... All right, so Vicky is amazing. Can't say enough good things about her. So she's very happy, and I'm very happy that I don't think her husband is dead.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like he's dead.
Yes.
He just had a reading that went well.
Yeah, I think maybe it was after my husband and I did last Friday. So it's amazing. Just a few letters make so many different contextual differences.
I'm so glad your husband's still with us.
Yes, I apologize trying to kill him off like that, especially on a Friday.
I know.
I feel good Friday. There's nothing feel good about me killing your husband.
It's hard to pick yourself up from that.
No, you're right. That's not going the right direction. And we've got Crystal, who said, hey, y'all did a kindergarten speech for our daughter last school year. Well, this year she's in first grade. And she said this morning, I wonder what the KVJ show is going to say for me this year.
Aww.
So if y'all can give a quick shout out to Skylar in Jacksonville for making it to first grade. Go, Skylar.
Skylar.
Yes.
Skylar.
Skylar.
Every new year is a new adventure, Skylar. So how fun is that? She's going, even though you got a face mask on, hopefully, as you go to school. New challenges, new things, big stuff. You got an actual number in front of your grade now. That's big stuff.
You've got so much to learn. There's so much potential in you. And think about it like this. If you've got a farty teacher, now with a mask, you won't smell it.
Enjoy every slice of pizza, Skylar.
I don't know if that's actually true, because the other day I smelled a fart through a mask.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know if that brings it to, I mean, to me, I think a fart is at a different level if you smell it through a mask.
Did somebody fart real close to your face?
Well, I believe so. They were in the general vicinity, and yeah,
That is so uncool.
We were kind of like out in public, and I had the mask, and I was a little unnerved, because if I can smell a fart through this mask, is it really true protection? Well, one, is it a statement about how bad the fart was or how weak the mask was?
Great question.
And I don't know. I don't know if that's an actual test. I don't know if that's scientific. but it did make me question.
That shows me that I don't know about these masks. Just kidding. Don't get mad at me about just making a mask joke.
I couldn't figure it out. Well, somebody on the mask debate, does that make any kind of statement about your mask if you can smell somebody's gas through it? And I don't know if we have a scientific statement on that, but somebody says, yes, I do work with teenage boys, and let me tell you, the mask does not help.
Really?
Yes. Apparently, teenage boy toots will cut right through.
Come on, kids. That ain't cool.
That is some tough stuff, huh? Also, a Feel Good Friday. Nice little shout out here. Thought this is really cool. They said, yeah, we want to do a shout out for our son Michael that is starting dual language first grade. Go, Mikey. That's such a genius concept. Where I guess what, you would have English, Spanish, and you're learning in both?
Yes. It's amazing. My nephew did that back when they were younger in school and did dual language elementary school, all through elementary school, and now is just multilingual, can speak English, Spanish, go right back and forth, no issues whatsoever. Because when you learn when you're little, you retain it and you just soak it all in.
If you're forced to learn it, you know, some of the kids that were forced to learn how to play the piano, they're happy as an adult, but they hated it, you know, learning it as a kid.
Yeah.
I wish my parents would have forced me to learn a language and play the cello.
Well, you can play the guitar. Look at you.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it is a lot tougher trying to learn as an adult because there's so much stuff with English that just doesn't make sense when you go over to Spanish. Sentence structure is like, whoa.
It is. It's tough, man. Then masculine, feminine.
Oh, yeah.
Rolling R. I can't roll an R.
You're not a good R roller.
Or a good whistler.
Yeah.
Or a good swimmer.
Yeah.
Not that great at skipping either.
Okay.
Spelling ain't so hot
Why don't you pipe down? You evil witch. I mean,
sorry.
I know if you're doing a laundry list of your flaws, I mean,
I was
it's only
just
a matter of a
supporting
moment.
you and agreeing.
You're just not a man.
She's not done yet. She'd like to cancel the dirt to talk about your flaws. What would you rather do? No dirt or Virginia talking about your laundry list of flaws?
Easy. Laundry list of flaws.
Okay.
That's how badly I hate the dirt, Kevin.
Let's get into your feet.
Oh, they're horrific.
Yeah. All right. Well, sorry. You don't win. Oh, real good news. Apparently it has to do with a gas particle kind of thing, so you can actually smell a toot through your mask, and you're going to be completely fine. Now, doesn't have anything to do with any kind of viral stuff, Virginia.
Oh.
Yeah, different kind of particles and all that kind of good stuff. So.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's not a valid test at all. So we take care of the scientific stuff here. So, yeah, I know I smelled that and I had that brief thought. I'm like, going, my mask is good, right? Yeah, it's definitely a fart, too. But,
you know farts.
yeah, I spent a lot of time around them, unfortunately. I don't want to, but they always seem to find me. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's a fart magnet or if everybody has that problem. But yeah, you will smell them through your mask. So we're all good. Their masks are still very effective. All right. Well, we got some other people that are doing their best to spread probably more vicious diseases in the misconnections. Very interesting stuff is, I guess it almost, I don't know. As we go on in this pandemic, it feels like the messages are getting a little bit more twisted and weird because I think maybe because of the isolation, possibly.
I would completely agree with that. I think isolation does something to a human.
Yeah.
I think you're a little wonky in your thoughts.
Yeah, and you get more squirrely and weird and everything bizarre comes out.
Yeah.
Some people think it's the end. So they're like, you know what? I'm going out with a bang. Literally.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good. We need, to socialize because I think it also, too, helps us understand the societal norms. And then if we got a little, we all probably get a little freak flag here and there. But, this is going, okay, I'm going to watch where I wave that. Because sometimes you say something, you think it's a norm, and it's not a norm. You can tell by the reaction of everybody in the group. Okay, did I say that out loud?
Some people have a few flags.
Oh, you're right. Whole flag squad. Some do. And here's a couple of interesting ones. I didn't know Elvis was still a thing. Are there still a lot of Elvis Presley impersonators?
In Vegas, it's a big thing.
Huh?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it still is around there. I know. I'm with you, but Elvis still has. You have it every year. He still tops the list of charts with sales per year. It's greatest hits.
Yeah?
You have it every year. Elvis is on that list.
Okay. Well, somebody's still buying it somewhere. And they're still looking for it. Here's somebody that put out a little quest to find an Elvis Presley impersonator from back in the early 2000s. It says, the year was 2001. You were an Elvis Presley impersonator touring throughout Florida. You found your way down here to a bar in Miami, and that's where we met. The bar's no longer there, but it was near the downtown district. I told you that I was married with a wife, and you seemed even more turned on after I said that. I never had a gay experience in my entire life. You were my first. You were my last. I think of you often. You're nowhere to be found today on the internet, so I've always wondered if you gave me a fake name. You had the most beautiful voice and hair I've ever experienced. I felt like I was really making love to the king, Elvis Presley. You called me your little hound dog, which I thought was extremely cute. I can still smell you, King. My wife is no longer around, and if you're out there and you remember me, please reach out. I'd love to shake, rattle, and roll with you again.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's layered.
It is layered. Yeah, he was a gay man that went through apparently a whole life with a wife and hooked up with an Elvis Presley impersonator, and now that she's gone, But, I mean, how hard is it to find? I mean, that's like finding a needle in a haystack. I mean, you imagine trying to find... You could get 10 Elvis and Presley impersonators in the same room, and are you going to know it's the right one?
But you would, if you're the Elvis impersonator, you would know, you would remember.
That he's speaking to you.
Yeah, you would know that, I remember that time. I took that one guy back.
I don't know, unless that's his thing. He just rolls through Florida and he just hooks up with all these gay Elvis fans. That might be a pretty common kink, actually. Yeah, I'm not sure we're going to have a connection on that one.
Maybe the king does not remember.
I think that one going to be denied. Here's another one from the Misconnections. It says, okay, they are putting out a call for a man with serious size. Okay. So many of you can ignore this.
Yeah. No one in this room need apply.
No, I'll just tune out here as I read it. It says here,
my wife is sick of doing anything in the bedroom with me. I've become her submissive slave. The only way for me to break free from these sexual confines is for my wife to take a lover much larger than me. She's not playing either. If you think you're a big fella, you have better have the goods, because my wife used to be in the industry. She once even did a scene with Ron Jeremy back in the day. Ugh. So if you can't bring that kind of heat, then don't even bother applying. We're stationed here in Fort Lauderdale, so if you are big and you've got some time, let's start a conversation. We are both STD and COVID-19 free. Sorry, boys, but you're gonna have to use protection. We want to keep our sex queen clean, you know, of course. Help me break out of my sexless prison. Please send pictures of your weapons so we can see what kind of battle we are going to be getting ourselves into.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
The voice makes it like 10 times creepier.
Oh, that's the perfect voice. I can totally hear him. Oh, come on, wife, please.
No, please, I'm not enough for you.
Please, can we make love?
No, I'm trying.
I was there mentally,
I
man.
never get to kiss a princess.
Do you brag about being in a scene with Ron Jeremy? Is that something you do talk about?
She is.
Hedgehog?
She's got some pride. Now, I would think nobody would want to be associated with
No.
him. Like, you would want to be associated with him before. You especially want to be associated with him now.
There's horrible stories. This chick that like went to his place and said that he molested her, said he lives like he's on the show Hoarders. Like his house is just as disgusting as he is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just nasty all around.
Yeah, no, he's incredibly gross.
He's vile.
Yeah, no, he I mean, he really is. incredibly vile, and I don't doubt any of the allegations that have been levied against him.
We got to see him up close and personal. I always tell you that story about that one girl I was talking to at the radio boot camp. I'm thinking, oh, this is going great. He walks into the lobby and starts talking to her, and then a couple minutes later, she walks off with him.
What?
Yeah.
You lost out to Ron Jeremy?
The hedgehog.
Dang.
We ran into him at the Bull Bar on Duval Street in Key West, and we're up there on the balcony on the second level, and he came up behind my wife, the Mexican Queen, and started licking her neck.
What?
Yeah, he did.
Have you told that story before?
I don't know. I got a few I hold back.
Yeah, I think we've talked about it, but we didn't get into specifics with what he did.
He licked her neck.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
he
was
did.
weird.
It was awful.
Oh my gosh.
It was like a weird moment when you're like, okay, if this was anybody else, they would get like arrested. You can't be licking random
well,
people.
I think that was just it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
He gets away with it because he's the hedgehog.
Right.
Oh, gosh.
I just didn't even really know how to handle
We
it.
just wanted to get away from it, I think.
That's crazy, man.
It was bizarre.
Oh, it was yeah. It was more than bizarre.
I think he was trying to talk to her and get her to go back to some party.
Yeah,
We were just like, no.
Where was this
way.
again? This was where?
Key West.
Was he part of a radio thing, or was
No.
he just was there?
He was just there.
Just randomly.
Randomly.
Like out of nowhere.
We were just there for a radio thing too, but it wasn't an event. It was just we were in the bar.
You've had a couple guys. I remember when we were interviewing Gene Simmons. He said something really nasty about the Queen. He's like, "Oh yeah, I had your wife."
It was so dumb.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
Yeah, it was just like trying to make a.
They're equally gross.
They really are. They could be twins. Honestly, there's not much difference between the two of those disgusting individuals.
Well, what a story about the hedgehog. That's something.
Right, huh?
I mean, I'm not shocked, but I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm not.
You're shocked that it happened to your friend.
Yeah.
But you're not shocked that Ron Jeremy's disgusting.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
You're shocked that, like, wow, I know somebody who got uninvited licked on the neck.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah.
I feel like we got to hug the Queen after that. Like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Just
that
don't touch
happened.
her neck.
I'd bathe her first. Yeah. Definitely. If you suffer from hangovers, you got to listen up because maybe a cure is finally here. And it's something that you can easily get at the store. Now, Virginia, I know you came in on Monday and you could have probably used a little bit of this.
I definitely could have.
Yes. It's called L-cysteine. It is an amino acid that is getting major praise as a hangover cure. They say it will help get rid of headaches and nausea, and you can get it at vitamin and supplement stores.
Spell it?
Capital L-CYSTEINE.
All right, I just found it on all the Vitamin Shop websites, and it's not expensive. It's like 10, 12. It's not a lot for a whole bottle of 30 pills.
Sounds kind of, I don't know. Is it going to work?
I don't know. I'll try anything. I mean, amino acid, it can't be bad, right?
Here's the only thing that I'm wondering with this. If this is so amazing and it's so basic, why have we not heard of it? Why is it, okay, it's just been sitting there and nobody's ever really tried this? We're just now discovering this?
Denny's, you know a lot about this kind of stuff. What do you think? You ever heard of this L-cysteine?
I brought it up once. This was the ingredient they used to use, or I think they still use, to make bread more elastic. But the reason I brought it up is because it's made from hair. Hair and feathers is what L-cysteine's made from.
I hate the fact that I'm eating hair sandwiches.
Hair and feathers?
Yeah, that's how they make it. I looked it up once.
We have hair on our bread. It's pretty gross. In fact, I'm so mad you brought this up.
Look
again.
up what L-cysteine's made of.
I blocked it out, man.
Yeah, I remember mentioning this to you a while back.
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin bread and don't ruin cheese for me, and it's been done.
Yeah, it's a weird compound, but yeah, I don't think anything's, I don't think it's bad for you to take by any means.
So,
it's
do you
weird.
want me to have a couple beers?
I had a feeling I would be not short of volunteers on this show. Oh, yeah, I'll do it. If you want somebody to, be the guinea pig.
If it's in the name of science.
It is in the name of science, yeah.
We do have some Tito's vodka here, too.
Yeah, the only thing is I think you'd have to take it right, because that is sometimes it when it comes to these things. Do you take it before? Do you take it the day after?
Great question.
How is it that it works? Because somebody in the chat room saying emergency is a great prevention for hangovers. You just drink it before bed. I'm not gonna lie. Now I know in my life I've had these. Being in radio for 20 years, I can't tell you how many miraculous hangover cures they've supposedly come up with. And I remember younger in my days, they're like going, oh yeah, I'm going to have this. And I put it up on my bed and I wake up the next day and it's sitting there untouched. Because if you go out and rage, a lot of times you don't come home and like, okay, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to,
if you were responsible, you wouldn't be getting hammered.
Right. That's why it's, if you have that product the very next day when you feel terrible, when you now can think, kind of, and you're like, where is that? And you tear through the cabinet to find this and you pop a pill and then 10 minutes later, you feel back to normal. Now, that's amazing.
To me, the thing that always works for me is either a bowl of mac and cheese with grilled cheese or a calzone of some sort. When you're, I know it's not healthy, but right before bed, eat that, and then go to sleep.
Carb load, yeah.
You may wake up a little bloated and fat, but you're not gonna have a hangover.
Really? Not gonna have a hangover.
Dr. Bird is in.
Dr. Bird.
Yeah.
So never once have you had a hangover? Right?
No, I'm not saying never. I don't live in absolutes. I'm no Sith.
Okay, because you're saying you won't have a hangover.
What I'm saying is, if you don't get fraternity hammered, if you get a good buzz, and you are drunk, like horny drunk, and you eat some carbs, you're not gonna have a hangover. That I stand by.
Okay, you do stand by that.
Yeah. Now, if you're like Virginia drinking, I don't know if it's gonna work.
Yeah, I think everybody's kind of got their own little level of comfort food. I mean, they've even tried out certain kind of foods, the greasier, more carby kind of things do work better for you. But if we are really talking about, like, let's not just talk about things that comfort you and make you feel better when you're hungover and you've got headache and nausea and dizziness, but something that takes it away. The only thing I know of is an IV. If you do an IV and you flush it out of your system, you're talking maybe 45 minutes, but you'll be back to normal. And I would say right now, haven't tried this L-cysteine. I don't know. Haven't talked to anybody else that has done it. But the IV bag is number one. There's no beating that.
Yeah.
I don't recommend this. I'm not trying to promote this, but I'm saying hair of the dog has worked for me in the past. People have called in and said, nope, it does not work. You're prolonging another hangover. I don't know if that's true always.
If I have a bad enough hangover, I am repulsed by the thought of hair of the dog.
It's terrible.
It's awful. And there's just no way it sounds like a good idea.
My problem is because I'm nauseous.
Yes.
That's my biggest issue with the following day is I'm so nauseous that, I couldn't.
The hair of the Kev.
Yeah, I don't want to drink this either. Yeah, that ain't going to work. Yeah, so I'd like to see if anybody's actually tried it. If that actually is any good.
We don't have any samples?
I've got nothing. I just saw the story today.
It says you can buy it at most places where you buy, like, your vitamins and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where you get it. So if you go to the vitamin store, L-cysteine, L-cysteine. You can get it tried out and let us know.
Yeah, fill us in.
Yeah, what it is. Well, if you love craft beer, you're going to love this. This is the Ale Trail that is going on now with 13 different craft breweries in South Florida, including the Damn Good Beer Bus. And we got a pack right now for Wendy in Port St. Lucie to Due South and Boynton Beach. Hello, Wendy.
Hey, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, KVJ.
How you doing? We got some good stuff. We're going to hook you up with a nice little prize pack here. You have to let me know everything that's in it. I've got already tons of Due South hats, shirts, beer, all kinds of good stuff, but you'll get your hands on some of that. Do you have a favorite craft brewery anywhere in South Florida, Wendy?
My husband absolutely loves Floridian beer. It's his favorite.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We actually have been driving around trying to find new craft beer places because we live in Port St. Lucie. We've been driving south almost every weekend to try to find new ones, so this is going to be great.
Oh,
yeah,
perfect.
It is one of the absolute best that we have in South Florida, so you guys will love Due South. Make sure you check it out and wear your new stuff that you got there, okay, Wendy?
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Very cool.
That's perfect. She wants to do that anyway.
Yeah.
What a great prize.
She's talking about the Floridian. That's Funky Buddha. And gosh, it was so nice. I was up in Atlanta. Was it last weekend or the weekend before? Lost track of time. And we were out there. We had been moving, all my son's stuff in the apartment. It's just, it's hot Atlanta, and here I am. And I was out there, and this woman gets out of this car, and she walks by, and she says, "Oh, I got a lot of moving there." I'm like, "Yeah," and I was just, taking all kinds of stuff. I was standing there by myself.
You're a man.
I'm so burly. And she comes back by. She's like, "You know what? You look like you could use a beer." And she handed me 4 beers, and she's like, "Yeah, I work for Sweetwater, which is a great brewery in Atlanta." And I looked down, I realized I had on a Funky Buddha beer shirt, and she saw that. She's like, "My husband and I, we were originally from Orlando, and we love Funky Buddha, and so I knew you obviously love craft beer." And I'm like, I should never leave my house without a beer shirt on ever again.
That's so cool.
Yes.
Don't you like when people are just randomly cool and kind?
It just that somebody just 4 delicious cold beers.
A beer angel.
It was just out of nowhere. Like at the moment when I most needed it after a day of moving, I'm like, hallelujah, amen.
That's sweet.
Yeah, so when you get these prize packs, wear those beer shirts because some random strangers might just hand you a craft beer out of nowhere.
Yeah, when you look like you need it most, bam.
I got to tell you, I remember one of the funnest things that ever used to happen at a radio station we used to work with. Remember when they had the beer ferry cooler? It was a motorized cooler, and they'd go around on Fridays and drive around and hand out cold beers to everybody.
I do remember that.
I remember that at our old station, before she made it really big, Katy Perry was riding around on that thing giving away beers, and she was dressed as a little fairy. And this is right before her Kiss the Girl hit.
Yeah. Gosh, that was fun. A nice cold beer delivered by Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Katy Perry, the beer fairy.
I don't see her doing that these days.
Well, she's pregnant.
Yeah, it's tough to get on a cooler. All that kind of stuff. We were talking about the surefire hangover cures have 1 or 2 too many delicious beverages. And one that you can maybe go pick up if anybody tries L-cysteine this weekend, L-CYSTEINE. Let us know if it's as great as everybody was saying. There are now a few things that are out there that are bona fide hits. Somebody said, my old boss is a massive alcoholic, and he would take B12 complex to bounce back from his hangover, and then he'd start hitting the bottle a few hours later. Worked for him every time.
The business was a mess, but he felt great in the morning.
Yeah. Pedialyte is up there. I would say that's probably in the top 5, and that makes sense, replenishing electrolytes.
But is that kind of like when someone tells, taking a leave for your arm pain? It's like, all right, it's not going to really work.
It's not, like I said, number 1, without a doubt, is those IV bags, right? I don't know of anything that, and it just, it biologically makes the most sense because you got booze in your bloodstream and you flush that out and you're boom, I'm back to normal.
You put back everything you depleted,
right.
like wham, in a matter of like seconds, and your body loves you for it.
Mm-hmm. Somebody's saying that L-cysteine is also good for the chronic bronch. Damn.
Oh, you need to go get you some now.
Yeah.
How are you feeling, by the way?
I feel great. I always felt good. I just had that cough, and that was so alarming. And
it's a bad time to have a cough.
It's a terrible time. Oh my gosh, anything. Yeah, that cough or so I knew that, and I knew I was gonna come in here and I was gonna be coughing. And man, I did not want to send out that text. I found that. You ever write a text and you sit there for about 30 minutes on it?
So many times, Kevin.
Gosh, I had the text sitting there to all you guys, and I was like, no, don't send it yet. And then I kept coughing. I'm like, come on, man. You can psych yourself out of this. I'm like, you can go in there the whole day and not cough. And then I was like, there's no way I can go in tomorrow and not cough.
Do you do that thing where you craft the text and you look at the clock and go, all right, if things don't get changed by 5:30, I'll send it then?
That was it.
Yeah.
I was like, because I was up past my bedtime. I'm like, if it's like by 8 o'clock or whatever, I can't stop coughing, then I got to send it. And I sent it. And they're like, why don't you not come in tomorrow? Gosh, man.
You need a note to come back.
You did. You got to have you had a picture of it's just bronchitis with the little check mark in the box.
I did, yeah. I made sure. I'm like, hey, you guys can give me a note, right? Yeah, they do. So the MD now?
Yeah, they
Great
get you in
job,
and
right?
out quick.
Mm-hmm. There's all kinds of like shenanigans and crazy stuff that happens on 95 all the time, man. And it's usually those people in those little, cars that are like 3 inches off the ground, and they're, they're zipping in and out of traffic and causing all kind of problems. It's like Fast and the Furious, just like the movie. And I don't know if you saw this. There's a viral video now that people were checking out. There's a driver and his passenger got arrested after they were part of a group of motorists doing donuts on I-95 in Boynton Beach near Woolbright.
On 95?
On 95.
What the hell is the matter with you?
Multiple vehicles driving recklessly, stopping all across I-95. Some of the cell phone video shows a large crowd gathered on the highway.
What?
While a car and a pickup truck are spinning in circles on I-95.
Trying to go viral.
Yeah, traffic is all backed up, and the police start showing up. And, then the spinning truck took off, but the police managed to bust that car.
Good.
And I don't know what you get for that, but I mean, that's crazy.
You guys spent some time in the clink.
Thank you. It needs to be more than just a speeding ticket.
Yeah, they were charged with reckless driving, stopping traffic for a race competition, and driving a motor vehicle while racing on a highway.
Okay, I'm the judge, and I have both of them right in front of me. At minimum, a year in prison, a minimum.
Yeah, I'm wondering what you do get for that. I mean, come on, man. You're stopping traffic.
You can't do that crap.
Of course you can't.
You gotta go to the clink.
I think people now, just with everything that's been going on, people are like going, what are the police going to do? There's a tude going around now.
There is definitely a tude
I dare you
about
to stop
people
me.
are speeding more. I've heard people are just like, what are you going to do? There's an attitude of
really,
yes, for some, I mean, not everybody, but for some.
Corona making people lawless.
I just think with a lot, yeah.
They're just like, screw it.
Not that I recommend turning on the news, but if you do, you'll see it.
Well, I remember when it first hit, and driving down, North Lake Boulevard and places in northern Palm Beach County, thinking there's nobody out here. I don't see any cops. I see nothing.
Yeah, it does happen. I know I'm sure everybody here on the show at least has that one I-95 moment where you're like going, man, I wish there was a cop around.
Yes.
Oddly enough, normally you're like going, man, I hope there's not a cop around. But you have that one moment where you're going, man, I wish for once there was a cop around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got it. And yeah, that video's pretty crazy. If I could get my computer to work, I'd post it up on our Facebook page.
You have an issue still?
Yeah, just same kind of problems. It's just don't you hate circles now?
Oh, my gosh.
It's my least favorite shape, and it's all because of computers.
Play Post Malone Circles.
Yeah.
It's his fault.
I hate that song. You should do a song called Squares. I don't like it.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
I got even more lawlessness going on in South Florida streets. This time by 38-year-old Rena Sanders. Rena Sanders, I guess her name. Rena Sanders. She's a lawyer in Fort Lauderdale. And she wound up on Monday night leading police on a drunken high-speed chase.
Oh, my.
A cop tried to pull her Lexus over when they clocked her doing 80 in a 45. But she still didn't stop. She hits 90 miles an hour, fishtails, and almost crashes at one point.
Oh, my gosh.
Cops finally box her in and order her out of the car at gunpoint. Once they had her in custody, she tried to talk her way out of it by name-dropping a bunch of celebrities. She said, well, I've hung out with Owen Wilson and Ryan Reynolds, and I'm friends with The Rock.
They're like, yeah, and what does that matter to us?
How does that matter?
It doesn't.
When you're drunk, I guess you think it does. It did not to the police in Fort Lauderdale, who took her to jail. And when she got there, she's like, you know what? I demand a pizza.
Girl.
Oh, hell
no, Rena.
Did you say she was a lawyer?
Yeah, she was.
Now, are you allowed? You can defend yourself. I don't think you should, but if she wanted to, she could.
She gonna need to. She got a lot of things to look up, like reckless driving, DUI, resisting arrest, drug possession.
Oh my!
They found some edibles in her purse.
What kind of lawyer are you?
That's why she wanted the pizza.
She's the fun kind.
I don't know, man.
My goodness. She was released on a $56,000 bond. She claims she's 100% innocent, so...
I want my lawyer to be kind of clean, dog.
Yes. She'll have a chance to try to defend herself, I guess. I think that might be it, because my computer won't move.
Oh, man.
Just tell the lawyer story again.
Okay, wait. Now it's moving. We are now at the mercy of this computer as to how fast the show will go today. There's a guy in England that has set the Guinness World Record for the world's fastest ice cream truck. I don't know why you need this unless you're trying to get children to slim down.
Doesn't seem safe to speed through the neighborhood when kids love to run towards the truck.
Talk about things you don't need.
I feel like Guinness they recognize the weirdest, dumbest records.
Well, we know many of them. Here it is. This goes 73.9 miles per hour. Really tough for the fat kids like myself when I was a kid to catch up.
So here we go. This is going to be a world record attempt for the world's fastest all-electric ice cream van. So here goes. 5,000 RPM. Let's go for 75. We did actually end up getting an average top speed of 73.921 miles an hour.
Wow, okay, congratulations.
Was that audio as underwhelming as I thought it was this morning?
That was pretty crazy, yeah. It would be kind of interesting, though, to see, like, getting passed by an ice cream truck on I-95. Could you imagine that? And you're going 70 and an ice cream truck passes you, you'd be going, wow, that's...
I asked the question last week, where are the ice cream trucks here locally? And no one's got any answers. I don't know. I don't know if South Florida's doing ice creams anymore.
We got Kona Ice.
Kona, but that's different.
Yeah.
I love Kona. That was the one at Rocco's birthday party.
Yeah.
I love Kona, but it's not the ice cream truck.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Well, maybe they're just faster these days. You can't see them. That's the problem. We got to get them to slow down. Well, it seems pretentious, but if you love Teslas, I guess you probably might be. There's a new dating app, but you have to own a Tesla to be on it.
Oh, that is just the worst.
Do you own a Tesla?
Oh.
Then I don't want to date you.
You're just jealous because you don't have a Tesla.
Do you own a Tesla?
I'm so not jealous of Tesla people.
You're not?
No, I'm not.
Well, because you can't have one.
Rich people annoy me.
They're better than you.
Maybe that's why they annoy me.
My car drives itself. I can plug it in and it doesn't ruin the economy and the environment. And
oh, yeah? Well, my car doesn't work right now, so take that.
Yeah. Definitely undateable. There's a guy that tried to rent a plane in Oregon on Tuesday, but he was denied since he didn't have a pilot's license. So he had a good solution. He decided to steal the keys to the plane and fly it anyway, but unfortunately, there's a reason why you need a pilot's license. It makes sure that you can fly it. He wound up crashing.
Oh, my goodness.
He crashed it?
Yeah. The Navy rescue crews then had to come out and find the dummy and rush him to the hospital where he's now in critical condition. So they do this for your own good. They'd like for you to have a pilot's license because it means you can fly a plane without harming yourself or others.
He might be mentally unstable.
There's a good chance of that.
Oh, my.
Or drunk.
Yeah.
Or both.
Who knows? There's an apartment complex in Texas that he's evicted people who were behind on rent. And so people don't like the flyer they sent out. It's got a smiling emoji on it. It says, "Guess who's moving you?" Question mark. You! Exclamation point.
That's how you get your ass kicked.
Wow.
That ain't cool.
Guess who's moving? Yeah, people don't like to see that in today's age. Airbnb, they say they're stepping up and banning all house parties at their rentals worldwide to try to slow the spread of the coronavirus.
It's probably a good idea. We're seeing these ragers, and some people actually throw the party and call it a Corona party.
Well, you're also seeing artists call out other artists now about saying, there's artists saying, if you have a concert right now, you are a selfish artist. People are calling each other out now.
Oh, yeah.
It's they're some people think it's okay, some people don't. Just like everything.
Yeah, everybody's calling everybody out.
But artists are starting to call out other artists, the ones that are performing.
How do they know that, though? I mean, is somebody going to be like going, yeah, oh, man, I won't get an arrow. We're going to have a rager, but we won't now. Or, I mean, because I'm sure all these people get an Airbnb. Like, no, of course we're not going to have a rager. And then they throw a massive party.
Yeah.
Yeah, great question, because a lot of times the person that owns the Airbnb is not on the property. When you're there, staying there, I've stayed in ones before where the person lives 800 miles away that owns it.
Well, it feels like Airbnb's taking some heat because there's a lot of ragers that are happening there, and they've turned into makeshift nightclubs, I know, at least in South Florida. I'm sure many other parts of the country and world. And they're saying, oh, we don't know. We're not signing off on this. Don't do it. No ragers. But
well, whatever. You never sign off on it. You never know.
Yeah.
They're really not there. The homeowner's not there, but Airbnb is especially not there.
Well, plus Airbnb. murder. I don't know. Every time I hear Airbnb, I just think murder. It's just
Really?
just kind of.
I think if you think of anything, you think of murder.
That's
though.
not true. I never think of murder when I think of cheese. Ever.
Really?
Yeah, never.
Never. Okay.
Never.
That's the one thing. And finally, researchers in England say that singers should sing softly to reduce the risk of spreading coronavirus.
That's that spittle people are getting on me for, and that video I made.
And it all works together. So musicians, you need to play more quietly for the same reason.
It's this people. There are people that get insane about the spittle, Virginia.
Yeah,
I know.
So there you go. Note to self: play more quiet. Good news too, Bird, is some people are sounding off saying that, the ice cream man is still cruising South Florida streets. We got sightings in Palm Beach Gardens area, Lake Worth, Jupiter Heights. Somebody else said that Mr. Softy goes through Martin's Crossing in Stewart. That's from Kristen. Thank you for that.
Okay, so I'll just run through Jupiter Heights and go, Mr. Softy! Where are you, Mr.
Well, you're looking for a house. If you want the ice cream, man, these are places where maybe you need to start changing your search to.
Oh, I would
for
be.
ice cream.
If I move to an area where they have an ice cream truck, that ice cream person's going to know me real well.
Oh, yeah, you're going to be your favorite customer.
It's fun to sprint after an ice cream truck. It makes you feel alive.
Unless they go 73 miles an hour.
You're right.
Then it's really kind of pointless. Unless you're Usain Bolt. But here's the thing is, I guess the ice cream man is pretty much everywhere. It just depends what kind of ice cream truck you're going to get. We had somebody said, we got an ice cream truck. Lives in my neighborhood, but it's kind of ghetto, though.
There are some gross ones. I told you about the one my brother had back in Lake Park, and he's eating his little lemon slushy, and there's a toenail in it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Legit toenail.
It feels like that was like a homemade slushy.
It was it was weird because he had the guy that had the slushy. He had a white bucket of just slushy stuff that he
scooped it himself.
He would scoop it out.
Okay, I want it prepackaged. I don't want the dirty guy in the gross truck scooping it.
He would scoop it, and it'd be watermelon, it'd be lemon, and it would just be gnarly, and it'd be like leaking on side of the bucket.
I want to know it was packaged at a facility. Yeah. I don't want this guy's quality control because he obviously can't even clean the outside of his truck.
Dog, it was 1983. You know how it was back then.
Yeah, and I think even today, I think it's what neighborhood you're in as to what ice cream guy you're going to get. And you could tell you wouldn't even need to look at the neighborhood. You could look at the ice cream truck. And if it's one of those conversion vans that they cut a window out and put one of those like plug-in air conditioners, wall units in it for the AC.
Or if there's duct tape anywhere on that van.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
Need to get away from it.
Yeah. You know that you're probably not in the best neighborhood.
But even though that van was gross and those slushies were disgusting, boy, did they taste amazing. They tasted so good.
They did, huh?
I don't know what he was putting in those things.
Toenails. Turns out you love the taste of a toenail.
And probably sweat.
Yeah, you're right. Lake Park sweat.
Oh, they're so salty.
Yes.
These slushies are sweet and salty.
So
How does
delicious.
he do it?
Yeah, so delicious. Oh, what a peaceful little ditty. Old Ed Sheeran.
It makes you want to hold somebody.
I know. Get over here.
You got the bronc.
Don't forget the bronc is contagious.
Yeah, get over here so I can get you sick.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Lick his neck like Ron Jeremy did to his wife.
Yeah, so gross.
I saw the pictures of his apartment.
You saw those? Yeah, it looks like somebody from Hoarders is living there. Girls are saying it's disgusting.
There's pictures of it?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta look at this.
So it's a nice apartment. It's in squalid conditions.
He's just repulsive. I mean, how do you expect the hedgehog to be living?
Well, it is one of the most bizarre dichotomies ever because this is a guy that is in a field of sexuality, and usually sexuality has to do with attraction, and he's one of the most unattractive, grossest people ever. So for him to kind of be in that arena is what's odd.
Well, the fact that he did that to the queen, just out of the, he didn't even, did he have a conversation with her?
No, he just came right up behind her, did it? And yeah, we were in awe. I don't know, and people are like, what? And we were just kind of like, it was an odd era. Probably something should have happened. He probably should have had his ass kicked. It just didn't go down that way. he was definitely deserving of it.
It shocked us so much, and nobody really knew like how to handle it. And
We were
I
having
think,
a good time, and it was just like, oh, there's Ron Jeremy. He came up and did that. And it was just like, yeah, she got away from him pretty quick after that.
I think
but-
that happens a lot. People always go, "Why don't you say anything?" For some people, they really are in legit shock, and they're embarrassed, and they're not confrontational people.
And I'm in Key West trying to have a good time. We were all having cocktails. We were having fun. So it's like, what am I going to do? Call the cops on Ron Jeremy? Like, say that out loud.
I cannot believe his place. It is disgusting.
Looks like hoarders,
I
right?
can't believe his place.
It's not.
Actually, if it were clean and gorgeous, I'd be going, I can't believe his place.
But the problem with it, sometimes hoarders, they can still have it somewhat kind of clean. It's dirty. It's filthy. There's boxes of food everywhere. It's so gnarly.
Yeah. And that was just it. It was a gross guy that made sex movies for a living.
All of the plants in his garden are dead.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, if you want to go check out a movie, I guess, AMC, they opened up yesterday. I don't think you're going to see a lot of them in South Florida. They still got a little ways to go.
Treasure Coast.
Yeah.
So the Treasure Coast Mall has one, and then there's another one up in Stewart. Those are really the two that are close to us that are open because they're not in phase one still.
Okay. Yeah. And I think, I know people are waiting saying, well, what's going to go on with South Florida? And yeah, we've had better numbers, but I think they're holding off. And some people are saying, let's give it a little bit more time. I know that we've kind of passed what the initial threshold was, but I think they'd like to have it down at 5%, not 10.
And when it gets to 5, well, let's have it down to 2.5.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, because I think we were at 5% before and we kind of swung the doors open and then we had that really not great July.
We had a rough July.
Yeah.
Well, Lake Boca.
Yeah.
Oh, Lake Boca was going off.
So I think they're kind of holding off a little bit. But there is still some theater stuff you can do because, they kind of figured out a way to do some social distancing activities. You've got the movie Shazam playing at Hard Rock Stadium tonight in Miami, or tomorrow night in Miami Gardens. You can see that. They're also going to be showing Sonic the Hedgehog at Dreyer Park Drive-In Theater tomorrow.
Kevin, don't talk about the hedgehog. It's too soon.
Oh, yeah. Ron Jeremy the Hedgehog. Yeah. And then tomorrow they're going to be showing Jumanji, The Next Level.
Which we're in.
Yeah. And they're doing a opening movie. It's going to be called Bush Wildlife Sanctuary, where native is nurtured at Legacy Place in Palm Beach Gardens.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So
Is it a movie about bush wildlife?
I think so, yeah. It's, kind of a little documentary they're going to be showing first there, and that's going to be on the top level of the parking garage at Legacy Place in Palm Beach Gardens tomorrow night.
That's
you can
so
go to
cool.
shoplegacyplace.com or eventbrite.com to check on tickets.
We are huge fans of bush wildlife. We love
I
them.
bet you Amy's featured in the movie. How cool is that?
She should be. She's awesome.
Yeah. And then on Sunday, they're going to be showing Spy Kids at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. So you got some movie options to check out. And an upcoming movie that I'm sure won't get people fighting at all. It is a movie called Karen.
I saw it.
Yes.
Yeah, Taryn Manning from Orange is the New Black. And it's a very woke show if you've never seen that on Netflix. And Taryn Manning is going to be playing Karen, a racist, entitled Southern woman, full name Karen White, who is trying to get rid of her new African American neighbors who are Black Lives Matter supporters. Karen is scheduled to hit theaters next year.
You think there's going to be some discourse with this?
Yeah, there might be some people that, might not love that. So if you've not had enough of 2020 and the fighting and all the discord, then the good news is they're going to keep that going in theaters. Coming up here, we got some random questions for you. And the one I'd like to know, if you could be exempt from any one law, what would it be? It could be speeding. Like, you would be exempt. You could speed anywhere you want.
There's better crimes, though, Kev.
Murder for you. Yeah.
You know he loves murder.
I do not love murder. Stop saying that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. No, a lot of people like to sound off on this. That's just one of the random questions we got for you coming up. Okay. If you could be exempt from any one law, what would the law you want to be exempt from? Now you got all kinds of different things, and trust me, if you're angry enough, murder would probably be one of those ones to be going, oh, please, let me get a murder pass.
Even if it was illegal, though, I wouldn't feel comfortable murdering.
Exactly.
It
I'd hope not.
doesn't feel right.
No.
I hope not.
You got to answer to a higher power for that one.
Speeding is very tempting. Speeding is very tempting because just, if you'd be exempt, you could just go whatever speed you want, whatever you want.
I know, but that's not good.
Who says?
It's just not.
Why?
It's not safe.
Yeah, speeding doesn't tickle my fancy.
No,
It doesn't. Okay.
I'm going open container. I love open container.
Yes, you do.
I don't understand why every place isn't like New Orleans.
But a lot of times the laws don't stop you now. I feel like you'd be wasting that pass.
But I have to kind of hide it. I just want to be free.
Okay. I would like to be able to walk into an airport and not have to go through security. Like I would be exempt from any kind of security checks.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I would. It's going to sound bad, but maybe try some of the hard, I really want to try the ayahuasca thing because I feel like that's a spiritual thing, but I think it's illegal.
Drug charges don't stick to you.
Drug charges don't stick, and I'm not saying that so I can do drugs all the time or anything.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to have an experience like that and you were to get caught,
didn't your boy Ryan Beckett do that?
He did, and he made it sound kind of intriguing. And
where did he go?
He went to some desert somewhere, and I don't want to go to a desert. It'd be nice if I could just do that somewhere and have that experience without doing the whole.
I think there are places you can go, and it's
it's not illegal.
Yeah.
I think it is illegal, but I mean, come on.
No, I think there are places that'll allow you to do that.
So I got two answers coming at me right now.
Yeah,
the
there
witch
is a place
saying,
on planet Earth where you can go and do that and not have to worry about any legal entanglements.
but there's also a place on
I'll
planet
say
Earth
that
where you-
confidently.
My girlfriend went to South America and did it, and it was legal there.
And did she have a great experience?
Oh, she said it was amazing.
Does that experience still help her today?
If you ask her, I think she would say yes.
Because you always hear about the Beatles, going away for
She's trippy, though.
a few months, and they expanded their mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you could do that and you wouldn't have to blow that exemption pass.
Okay, perfect. Then rob a bank.
That's what I thought too. That's probably your best. If you could
rob a bank, that's a good
robbery,
one.
Yeah, if theft did not apply to you and you could never be prosecuted for it, you could take anything you wanted and be like, oh well.
I mean, hit up a corporation that's kind of got greed behind it, and then go in there and rob them for all their money and get the hell out of there.
If I were connected enough, insider trading would be it because you would be able to get all this information and you'd be able to make all the deals and have all this. So that would be the best law if you had the connections and the knowledge of what to do with it.
Yeah, those are good answers. I think I'm changing my mind about the open container.
You got open container.
Oh, damn it.
I'm changing mine about the ayahuasca because it's legal. So yeah, I'm robbing banks.
Bank robbing is awesome.
Well, I'm either robbing banks or I'm robbing just I'm robbing the New York Yankees organization. I go to the front office, give me all your money.
I don't want to rob the bank though when people are in it. I want to go in the night when you get in the safe and you get in all the safety deposit boxes. That's cool.
Yeah, this doesn't all of a sudden make you coordinated and awesome. It just makes you exempt from a law.
Yeah, I want to be in Ocean's 11. I want to steal rubies. I'm a ruby stealer.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean you'll get away with it. It just means you won't be prosecuted.
I can get away with it, dog.
Yeah.
I would be a good
You would leave so many clues.
I disagree. I think in my normal life, yes, but robbing rubies?
Clues Pennington.
All day long. I'll be a better robber than you.
No way.
With that voice of yours, you try to whisper, okay, guys, let's go right.
What would you say makes you irrationally angry? Mine, without a doubt, is electronics.
Mine's virtual kindergarten.
Yeah, Jaybird, do you have something that makes you irrationally angry?
Yeah, techno music,
Okay.
computer problems, red lights that are unfair. Unfair red lights bring out the animal in me.
Unfair. They always get you, huh?
Well, the one red light every 30 seconds it's letting people go by. Then when it gets to you, you have to sit there for 9 minutes. It's unfair. It makes me mad. Technology, bro.
And one more random question. If you could go back in time, who would you want to warn about what?
Oh.
I think my first one, I go to Abe Lincoln. I'm like, dog, skip the theater tonight.
Don't go. It's not a good show.
I think it would have reshaped America. I think we'd be in a much better place.
That's a good one.
That's mine.
I'd go back. Jason Pennington, do not go to Northwood University. It's way too much money. You can't afford it, and you'll be paying until you're 40.
Okay. You go back in time to warn yourself.
I warned myself. It's not worth it. You're not going to play baseball there anyway. You're going to ride the bench, dude. Don't sign the paper.
That is smart. Any thoughts you have on that, Virginia?
Yeah, don't date that guy that cheated on me with peaches.
Oh, you're going back
Broke
to
my heart.
Warning yourself in time.
Oh,
Okay.
peaches.
We ain't saving the world. We're saving my own personal disasters. Somebody had a really good idea when we were talking about if you could be exempt from any law, what would it be? And somebody said, taxes, dog. Imagine that. Yeah, if you didn't have to pay taxes, you're right. You don't have to rob anybody. You don't have to do any kind of hard work. You just are exempt from taxes.
That's a good one.
That would be good.
Gosh, I hate taxes.
They're terrible. I mean, in fact, people hate them so much and they take so much money. They did a poll this last week saying, what would you give up to never have to pay taxes again? 43% of people said, I would stop watching sports to never have to pay taxes again.
I would never watch a sport again. That is one I would absolutely do to never pay taxes again.
What about alcohol? Would you give up alcohol to never have to pay taxes again?
Probably not. I think the bottle's got me.
37% of people say they would give up booze to not have to pay taxes ever again.
Would you?
Booze, yeah.
You love booze, though.
I do. I would give it up if I didn't have to pay taxes.
Wow.
Yeah, I would never touch it again.
Yeah, I should say yes.
Sports, I don't know. I'm real close on that one. So I love sports more than booze by a good bit.
Would you give up booze to not pay taxes again, Virginia?
No.
Yeah.
Why don't you just take away every joy?
I don't feel so bad now saying that.
What about your favorite food? Would you give that up to not have to pay taxes ever again? No more pizza.
I can't.
Okay.
I can't do it. There's no way I could live this life and not have pizza ever again.
I love enough different stuff, though. I could give up any one thing and still be fine.
No, if I go 5 or 6 days without having pizza and I start to fantasize about it, it gets me.
You have pizza dreams.
Don't you?
No, never.
Yeah, they had 19% of people said their favorite food. 22% would give up all dessert foods to never have to pay taxes again. Down further on the list, TV, 12%. People say I would give up TV. 12% would, so they apparently love that a little bit more.
When you say give up TV, does that mean I can go to my laptop and watch Netflix?
No.
Or that means you just can't watch? All right, yeah.
All that kind of programming would be gone.
That's tough.
That's tough.
You could watch sports, but you couldn't.
But there's not a lot of sports right now.
I give it up.
Okay. Music. 8% of people give up music to never have to pay taxes.
There's no way.
Yeah, not a lot of people would. 92% obviously are saying no.
You would give up music, wouldn't you, Virginia?
No, I still think I wouldn't. No.
For taxes, huh?
I mean, music definitely feels right. Sometimes you need music.
Oh, you're preaching to the choir. Me and Kevin, we're the ones calling you out for your...
What am I going to dance around in my panties to while I'm getting ready? Spoken word just doesn't have the same effect.
Both videos would do well. Whether it was spoken word or music, you and your panties, that video would do well.
You haven't been out in a while, though. If you're looking at me thinking this looks good, we do need to get you laid.
And cell phones, 6% said that they would give that up to never have to pay taxes. But that means 94% are like, nah.
No, we can't. We need them too much now. They got us.
Got an email came in here, and it looks like we have time as a reason to speed up the conversation here with Brittany. She said, during the coronavirus pandemic here, I followed all of the guidelines the entire time. Done the social distancing, the mask, the sanitizer, the no large groups, etc. There you go. It's your big four. Fast forward to now. My older brother from Texas flew in town yesterday and is staying at my mother's for the weekend. When he told me he was coming, I kindly tried to convince him not to come by for obvious reasons, but he didn't listen and is here now. I was going to throw a gathering at my house this Saturday with him and a few other family members, but now I've canceled the party because I am not comfortable with it for the simple reason that he has gotten on a plane and come here. I don't feel it's worth the risk, so I'll explain this to him. And now my brother and my mother are both mad at me, and it has turned into a screaming match. His feelings are hurt. I feel like a terrible sister, but it makes me nervous to have somebody in my house that has gotten on a plane and traveled through an airport. I cannot afford to take any chances and not be able to work. I do feel really bad. Am I the jerk? I hate this coronavirus. I have probably 8 emails in our inbox today of people that have got these kind of problems that are going on. We know that everybody's said a little bit differently. We don't necessarily fully understand what every little guideline is and every precaution is that you can take. But I ran into this week where I didn't want to have to miss work, and I knew, dang it, I'm coughing. You know, people are going around trying, and the tests are almost there, but not there yet to go and easily get a low-cost test conveniently that will give you a negative result fast that you can convince your boss you're okay to work with.
I mean, for me, I'm just saying what I would do. I would still have my brother come over, but that's just me, though.
But yeah, you're in charge of your house. And if you don't feel comfortable having your brother there because he traveled, I mean, everybody's got to respect that and just know that everybody gets to make their own rules in their own house.
I don't know if everyone does have to respect that because it sounds like they're not.
Well, you can just say, sorry, not sorry, y'all.
Hey, Brittany, have you talked about where maybe people would wear masks? Have any discussions about that? Can you find maybe a happy compromise in here somewhere?
Hi, guys. So something that I didn't mention in that email, why I'm so like freaked out about having them over, is this argument all happened last night with my family, but also one of my girlfriends called me yesterday who also just traveled and got home from traveling on a plane, has no symptoms at all, and tested positive for the coronavirus. So when I heard that she had also been on a plane and traveled, it just like heightened my anxiety by having them over. We did talk about like staying outside on the back patio and wearing masks. But, I mean, they're going to have to go in my house to use the bathroom, cool off, and all that thing. So it's just, like, unavoidable for them just to stay outside in the heat the whole time. I tried to explain all this to my family last night, my mom and my brother. He just flew in yesterday, and I could tell that they had been drinking because he's on vacation mode. And it just turned into a screaming match. We were hanging up on each other. Telling me that I'm being a horrible sister, that I'm being ridiculous, that it's going to be safe, it's going to be fine, and it's my boyfriend and I that live together, and we're both just not comfortable with it. So I had to explain this to them, and they pretty much hate me right now.
But here's my question: If you were throwing a thing for him, is that what you said you were doing? How did you expect him to get down here? Didn't you kind of know he had to take a plane?
I did know that he had to take a plane. So rewind like a couple months ago when he had thrown out the idea of him coming here. I was then still uncomfortable with it, and I had tried to convince him then, like, dude, I don't think it's a good idea for you to come. But I mean, I felt like I was kind of being forced because he called me like last week and was like, I'm coming. So I was going to just like deal with it and just like do it anyway, even though I was uncomfortable. But then when I heard about my girlfriend who also got on a plane and is positive now, it just like heightened my anxiety. So I was like, I'm sorry, like I don't feel comfortable doing this.
Do you have any common areas where you could go? Like I know, for instance, if I were in your situation here, Brittany, we have a pool or a park area that is in my neighborhood community, and I would say, hey, happy medium, let's meet there because you can park, you have bathrooms, we can sit there and we can socially distance and keep our spaces and nobody's actually coming to my house. Is that an option for you, possibly?
I mean, yeah, we talked about that, and I mean, I probably will, like maybe meet him at the beach or something, but, you know, he really wanted to come and see my house, so he's really, you know, upset that I'm telling him he can't come over. But I mean, he's just going to have to deal with it because I'm not going to change my mind.
It's your house. You get to decide who comes and goes from your house. Make him a video and show him that.
I mean, I mean, you guys can still social distance and spend time with each other. I mean, as long as he has a mask on, you're 6 feet away, all that stuff. You guys don't stop fighting about it. This is silly.
Go to the park. Go to a park. Go to like a little place where everybody can sit far from each other enough to where you feel safe. But just say, look, I love you, but I'm scared right now.
Yeah.
And
that's
he's drunk.
Pretty much what I've said. And also, you know, he also is planning on visiting. This is something else that is making me upset is he's planning on going to visit my 90-year-old grandparents on Sunday. And I'm like trying to explain to him, like, don't go over there, don't go over there. But my grandparents, they don't believe in this coronavirus, and so they want him to come. But
then you have to let them do it. Then both parents, they're all adults there, and then you let them you let them do what their thing.
Yeah, that is their choice. Yeah, that's almost. We had that. Like I said, I got like 8 emails, just like Brittany's here, and we had the one yesterday where the like in Brittany's position, she's putting it together, and she wants negative COVID tests before everybody because people are coming from all over the place, and she wants them to bring a negative COVID test. Half of them are like, I'm not going to go get a COVID test. 4 of them are saying, I'm definitely not getting a COVID test, but I'm still coming over to see Grandma and Grandpa because she has that situation where they got like 90-year-old grandparents.
Well, think about it. If you have a group of that many people, half of them will probably do a test for you, and half of them won't.
Yeah, and those 4 are like, and so that was the question. People are like, oh, well, then sorry, you can't come over. It's your place. It's your guidelines. And
just know, if you have family drama about this right now, you are not alone. A lot of families are fighting about this.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, and and the person who's most susceptible, I think, gets to set where the fear level is. If there's anyone with any kind of pre-existing conditions or the higher ages, you get to make the choice and set the bar with just how freaked out we are about this pandemic. That seems fair. So if you would, Brittany, get back in touch with us on Monday. I'd love to find out how this all goes down. Hopefully you guys have a peaceful, lovely weekend together, okay?
Okay, thank you guys. Love you.
Love you too. Good luck.
Yeah, everybody's just trying to figure this out. So you got to have kindness, forgiveness, leniency for everybody and try to find that common ground. You're going to have to give a little bit. So.
Patience and compromise, but some people don't.
Well, especially when you throw booze into the mix.
Right. That's not a good time to discuss it.
You think you're right when you're drunk.
Right. Mail at kvjshow.com. You can send us your issues. Yeah, talking to Brittany a second ago. She's got a little family get-together. Had a brother that flew in from out of state. She's a little bit nervous about having him come over. He wants to go see the grandparents who are 90, and they're like, yeah, come on over. She doesn't want him over to her house. Caused a big fight last night after he was drinking. Yeah, you can't take on anybody. If anybody's had any kind of alcohol, just park it. Like, don't have that. It's not a time to bring up a contentious issue because it's not going to go anywhere.
Because they think they're right.
They do. It's going to lead to a fight. You're not going to convince anybody, and then the next day they'll probably half forget about it, but yet you'll be pissed. So don't even mess with it. Somebody said, yeah, all these kind of stories is the exact reason why I postponed my wedding for a second time. It's just the last thing I want to do is have to deal with all the stress. Weddings are stressful enough, much less trying to figure out where everybody is set. And everybody is. That's the only thing that I do know. That's the only constant with this coronavirus is everything is different. Everybody is set different. And within families, you don't know what you're going to get. So, and people are very, very, very passionate about it.
Make sure you're not passionately arguing, though, while you're drinking.
Absolutely. Somebody said, I'm having a barbecue tomorrow, and I plan to have hand sanitizer, masks available for the people who want to wear it. Yeah, that's smart. If you're going to be doing these get-togethers, just have them, if you can, outdoors, open spaces.
Just if you Facebook Live it, you're going to get some comments. I'm just letting that person know.
Sure.
Somebody caught some hell on Facebook Live this week.
I caught hell a few times.
Aw.
I don't know.
That's the way it goes. But yeah, look how positive he is over here. Jaybird's got his thought for the day coming up here in just a sec. Real quick, little update here, a little pickle update. Says about 2 weeks ago you got an email about Addison, who had been dubbed the Little Pickle by the YouTube Nation Pickle Squad. She turned 9 this past Sunday, and she's doing well. We'd found out that the mass on her arm was a swollen lymph node from the last thing we expected, cat scratch disease.
Oh, my
sister had that.
They found a few other swollen ones, but after the great help from Joe DiMaggio, Wellington, and Hollywood, she is all good. She had a great birthday, even though this Monday she was wondering if she could visit your studio for her birthday like last year. Stupid COVID wouldn't allow that. Yeah. That's the unfortunate thing is, we're all still having to do that distance thing.
I think we should not have to have birthdays and therefore not age this year. So next year we'll celebrate all of our birthdays that we missed this year.
Or just come up and visit while I'm in the hallway. I'll let you in, not think about it at all, and it'll probably get us in trouble because I've let a few people in on accident.
Yes.
Jason got a talking to because he held the door for a stranger.
It wasn't my fault, and I stand by that. And anyone that wants to give me crap about that, I'd love to sit down and tell them what really happened.
She's right next to you. She's listening.
Oh, I know.
Positivity.
You're right. Let's get positive.
Don't think about this.
You're right.
All right, what you got for us here, Bird?
You want that original? You want that
original?
You knocked it out of the park yesterday with the original material.
Consistency's not my thing, though. I'm going to go original, but it's not good. It's really not good. Life is like a delicious hand pie. It is oh so fragile, but if you consume it the right way, it can be oh so sweet. Carpe diem! Okay.